And we are live! Live!
Hello.
Hello,
Hi!
everybody. As
Hello.
always,
Hi.
it is good to see all of you after our long-ish hiatus. I, as always, am Francisca, also known as Francis, also known as Siska, also known as Lady Tadpole. I will be your dungeon mommy today, meaning I will get you out of bed, make you breakfast, and drive you to school, and pick you back up from school in the afternoon so we can drive to the dungeon together. I
Can I
am
have a
here
banana in
with,
my lunchbox, please?
yes,
Can
I
I
am
have
here with
Lunchables?
Yes, I am here with Danny playing Flora, Antia playing Susetti, Kulsta playing Stacy. Newcomers that I'm very excited to introduce to you. Seke and Calix playing two cool new characters that we will introduce in a second. But please, Danny, tell us a bit about yourself. Who are you? Who are you playing? And what are your goals for today?
I'm Danny, pronouns she, they. I play for pronouns she, her. Um, my goals today is probably maybe try to maybe investigate like where Society's Associate went and maybe find out a bit more about like what's going on with Fiery. And also, my constant always main goal. Find out what's happening with my person.
Yes, your favorite person. And Tyr, you are the star of the stream, but you are also the star of our hearts. Please talk about yourself and Sisete.
So I'm Antir, he slash him. Same goes for City, same he has slash him. And my goals for today will probably be figuring out what the hell my rival's up to. If I can bring her or them, I don't remember, back to the straight path. And make sure I finally use my magic items.
Thank you, Auntie. I worked so hard on them. It's they them for Cleani, by
Ah,
the
yes,
way.
I thought that I wasn't sure.
Thank you for asking. Cool stuff. Who are you? Who's Stacy? What?
Oh, what? No,
What?
just kidding. Yeah, I play Stacy. Her pronouns are she, her, same as mine. I'm a half-elf druid, and I'm fucking scared in this snake hole, but I try to make friends with the snakes.
Very good. Now, I'm very excited to introduce our first newcomer for the evening, Calix. Talk about yourself.
Hi.
Hey.
Talking about myself is my worst nightmare. So I'm Calix, I'm they, them. I'm playing Xiomara. And my goal is to just have fun and find out how I fell down a hole and survive.
Very, very good. We love investigating those holes. Loki,
Yes.
Teke, I don't know. Please
Yes.
introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Loki here. My pronouns are she, her. I'm playing Azizi, whose pronouns are he, him, and he's also trying to figure out how to get out of this hole, I think, and also if this is an old acquaintance or a new face, or what's up with this other player character that I'm standing next to. Mysterious.
Speaking of standing next to, last session we left off as our three original player characters, Flora, Sassetti, and Stacy, as I'm looking at them right now, joined Goran and Tliani, two operatives of the crime organization / temple, the Skelly Sanctum, on a mission in the dead city of Nisithalat to track down and kill a creature that was there named a sewer squish. But we will not continue with that right now. Right now, we're standing in a large pool chamber as two scared, hunched individuals are standing by a statue holding a strange light in its hands and an unknown creature slowly approaching. But before we get to that, I will do something a little different for today and actually read you a little flashback.
Ooh.
So get your flashback pants on. My partner, as always, helped me write this. Thank you, Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Aww.
And let's get started. Some time ago, in some other place, a city below the city below the city. Its ghostly lights have flickered here for millennia, illuminating twisted marble walls that refuse to crumble. For millennia, these walls have been empty, until the maid shows up. Vico sneaks through the empty streets, looking around carefully. They are a mouse in a dark pantry, only now they're not here for food, nor will they find any. Vico has come here tonight for answers. Few mages of the uni have ever made it all the way down to Michur. Few have ever made it back. Still, the faculty let Vico go on their own private excursion, likely because they don't like them very much. Vico hasn't been with the uni long now, but this doesn't stop them from becoming a professor at the age of 17. Naturally, Vico isn't actually playing fair, one might say. All this only contributes to them being one of the least popular members of the faculty, if not the public at large. Except, of course, the Archmage herself. She's the reason Vico is here, actually. She told them about the last resident of the Undying City, and now they are going to ask them a few questions. Anna, the Archmage, failed to mention the invisible stalkers prowling the silent streets, but they pose little danger to Vico. After all, once you get a good look at them, they're not very dangerous at all. Holding a small flame in their hand, the mage finally makes it onto the plaza of the palace. One would not be forgiven for not recognizing the palace, for it looks more like a large, gnarly tree. As Vico steps through a yawning portal into an abandoned entry chamber, they see the few flickering white lights still dotting the halls, guiding them into a side channel. As they follow this corridor, they find themselves in a small office, still mostly intact, with a quill still inside of an ink fountain on top of a desk. As Vico sits down at the desk, they wait for a ponderous moment of silence. When the bust in front of them, depicting a beautiful goat-like face, speaks to them in their mind. A powerful thing gives me company today, as if I cannot sink any lower. Slightly put out, Vico returns. You misunderstand, Lord Custodian. I merely answer to your greater force. Vico considers the scattered scrolls and tablets across the room. Not unlike you, incidentally. That may be so, replies the remains of the custodian. Suppose I should thank you for making your journey here. It pauses for a moment and then says, I would offer you refreshments as per mortal custom, but I am running short on those. Besides, at this, all the ancient lamps in the room turn on, the scattered documents arrange themselves into neat stacks. You need neither sleep nor food, do you? This comes as an observation more than a question. Vico, trying to relax, lets out a long breath, a reflex from when they still needed to breathe. As they start looking for the lamp in their bag, the mage says, One humble servant to another, I have come to make a request. I understand Fae do not work on confidence. I understand, of course, I have my own conditions.
Indeed, Fiend. It is wise of you not to ask of gifts in a place like this. Vico places the lamp on the desk, in full view of the bust's size. The room immediately takes on a deep blue hue. Vico manages to fight a smirk as they feel a disgust taking hold in the custodian's mind. When it speaks again, its voice is full of loathing. Out of all the vile things born of this place, this may be the vilest. How did he come to possess it, demon? Vico does not answer this, instead asking in turn, what can you tell me about it? Vico feels the revelation dawning on the presence in their mind. Very well. I promise to reveal everything to you, Fiend. In exchange, you will relieve me of my loneliness. Quietly, the mage nods. Over an indeterminate amount of time, Vico learns everything they could have wanted about the lamp and trusted to them. Their blessing, and now they realize, their curse. Finally, Vico says their thanks and packs up the lamp. They take a small vial out of the bag and get up to leave, as the door slams shut in front of them. Forget not, demon, we had a deal. Smiling, Vico turns to the bust and uncorks the vial in their hand. A small eel-like creature slithers out of it and flops to the ground. In the ghastly light of Mikor, the creature begins to shriek. I do hope you enjoy the company, Lord Yevu. In the same moment, the room fills with air elementals, and Vico jumps out of the window. Sometime later, the mage find themselves emerging from a pool in the Siphalot. A statue holding a ghostly flame looks at them from across the room. Vico hurls an eldritch blast at it before Yevu can get a word in. Barely able to control it, the statue's head is reduced to molten rock. Vico slinks away, scoffing. Was this whole trip even worth it? Susquish love very expensive. 12 years later, many things have changed. The Adder's statue still holds a quiet vigil over the lonely pool, though. Now it is joined by two rare visitors. Calix, Loki, why don't you introduce your own characters? Let's start with Calix.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for the subscription, Ronnie.
Ronnie!
Thanks, Ronnie.
So, there's what appears to be a young elven woman standing in front of the statue looking incredibly disheveled. They are very sure why they're there. I mean, they just lived through the apocalypse. But they didn't live through the apocalypse. But anyway. And they're looking around, trying to find their bearings a little bit. And yeah.
By the way, I just dropped the icon that I drew for Xiomara in chat.
Very pretty,
And
thank you.
while I upload the other one, why don't you, Loki, talk about Azizi?
Yes. Not so far from this elven-looking person stands a smaller individual, very much hooded. You can't see much of their skin or anything like that. You don't really know what's going on. They look a little bit slouched. Generally, their vibe radiates like creature energy. This is the least serious introduction anybody has ever made for their character. Their vibes are radiating creature energy, and they also look extremely exhausted, like they haven't slept in absolute years. Equally disheveled, probably, almost as though he just fell down a very, very deep hole. I don't know. I mean, who's to say if such a thing may have occurred or not? We don't know that.
Not to forget, you're also covered in grease and what appears to be very odorous ink.
Yeah, stinky boy.
Behind you, of course, is the statue I just mentioned. A half-molten head sits atop it, but its hands are still intact and hold a singular white flame. You two are, of course, awaiting the arrival of something. Not quite sure what it may be yet, but it is approaching, as I would like both of you to tell me your passive perception.
Mine is 13.
Mine's 11.
13 and 11, and I'm just going to roll that. One moment.
We're not very perceptive people.
I mean, it's passive.
This is the moment where you all have perception failed. floating above your head and you don't know why.
Meets
well,
it,
half of
beats
us.
it as you, as you, Siamara, actually notice something large and black and tentacle-like slithering out of the corridor across from you.
Not
and into the
tentacles
water.
again.
Not the tentacles.
Azizi, you see nothing, but you see Siamara looking at something which disappears into the water as you hear a very quiet and subtle.
Oh.
And I would like both of you to roll initiative for me.
Oh God.
God.
I'm just immediately fighting. Are you for real?
I told you
Oh,
what
wait, I
I
need to
planned for
roll
the
this
introduction of
somewhere
both of you
else.
was epic.
I don't know how to roll on this website. Wait, I'm gonna figure it out.
Wait, can you see my roll? My
I can see your roll,
because-
yes.
Yes.
Okay, because it just told me this is not possible. But
Oh. Do you roll? Okay, Siska rolled for me. Is that correct? Or what did you roll?
Oh,
Or
wait,
did
no,
you
I
roll
rolled
the
for
things initiative?
the
Do I
thing.
just roll a d20 in the like little bar thingy? Or
Yeah,
have
and
I?
then
You
you add
can go into
your
the chat and roll me the 20 plus your dexterity modifier.
Okay. I mean, that's just the d20 thing, and then I added like manually because I don't know how to.
You can
Change
just
the
do
roll.
Hang on, let me put it in the side
a
chat.
number.
Yeah.
after.
Thank you, Ante. For example, what I just put in the side chat in
Okay.
Discord.
Should I just take that roll and add my dexterity by myself
Yeah.
for now, and then
Yes.
do it again?
Because we
Mm.
take the 17, that's good.
The 17 is pretty good. Yeah, dexterity is +1, so it would be an 18.
Hey, Lonello.
Lonello.
Ooh. Hello.
That's hi.
So, you rolled a. Have you rolled yet?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I rolled the 17, and then we just said that we were gonna like add it manually, which is 1 my thing dexterity.
Okay. So you rolled a 18.
Yes.
Not good. Not bad. Sorry.
Not great, not terrible.
Very bad, actually.
You rolled below
Francis
20.
only
Right.
wants the nat 20s
Oh,
to
I
be
see.
good.
Okay. Let me just add turns to everything, and then. Yeah. So. Izzy, you're first
Well,
in
that's
this.
great.
Let's just call it a chase, meaning
Ah.
you do not have reactions in this, but you do have everything else you would have in a normal combat encounter. You have the rough idea that around here there's something which Siamara, I assume, has pointed out with them looking at it. What would you like to do?
That's a fantastic question. Amazing question, even. Perhaps, let me see. I'm looking through the things that I can do as a person who can do things, who I am. That's for touch. I can't.
By the way,
do that.
you
Yes?
are everything inside the pool is obscured, meaning
Yeah,
you
right.
have disadvantage on hitting it.
Mm-hmm.
I've just decided.
Yeah, I feel like it wouldn't really make sense for me to just throw my wrench at it, but I also don't really know. Because I can't see it, right? So, like, why the fuck would I just chuck a
You know
wrench
where
in the
it
water?
is, but it is completely obscured, so it's kind of a guesswork, and you would have disadvantage on hitting it.
Yeah. But I also don't think I... no, that's... Wait, let me click on this fucking spell. Okay, I could... I have Detect Magic. Would that... I mean, I could figure out if the thing is magical with that, right?
Yes. Is that an action or a bonus action to cast Detect Magic?
That's a great question. It's 1 action, it says. on my
Okay,
little
you can use
thingy.
your action to cast this Detect Magic if you want.
Okay, I would like to do that. That marks the
give me a
spell
perception
slot
check,
for me,
please.
by the way. A perception check, of course.
Wait, not perception. Not perception. Actually,
No.
I was wrong. I'm sorry. Arcana.
Oh, Arcana, that's much better. So I roll it So I write into chat, so look at me, I don't know anything. Slash, I write into chat to roll a d20, and then I add my Arcana modifier to it. Right? Yes, okay. Which is a very good one, by the way.
I
Oh, Jesus
trust it.
Christ!
So, detect magic, and detect magic you do. Unfortunately, it is not in the pool, or at least not especially in the pool. However, there's magic all fucking around you.
Real.
And
Oh,
as you
there.
kind of see the weave materialize in front of you, it's appearing like this kind of purple haze all in my eyes. All in your eyes, actually.
Mhm.
You see that the pool in front of you is still dark for some reason. But
Oh,
it is
God.
there's a little blurb and there is a little slithery little thing, and it is moving towards you. And it is
Alright.
slightly magical, like there's something trying to cloak itself there.
That's all. Is that all that I can do in one round, or should I do
You
something?
still have a bonus action and I think 30 feet of movement.
Okay, cool, good. And maybe we should. Well, if it's approaching us, maybe we should move. I don't know.
Also, you can
bonus
talk, which
action.
doesn't cost you anything.
That's
True.
me.
I could talk to you. This does cost me one thing, which is trying to do my character voice and not being very experienced at it. But I will do just that. I turn to you and I address you with, Did you see that?
I look at you.
You have
and,
better perception, so you better see that more.
Yeah. and for a second, I almost have taken aback because I just go, yeah, yes, it's from us, pretty far in the water still, but we might want to leave.
Yeah, Azizi nods and gets going, walking. I mean, that looks like a way. Could we see, like, at the top left of our screen? That looks like a way out of there. Maybe we go in that direction, if we can.
You would have to get closer.
Oh, to see if it's like a
You'd
way
have to
out.
get to the entrance of the tunnel to see if it leads anywhere.
Yeah.
However, since you already gave me that that spell you just cast, Detect Magic, I can tell you actually, the magic kind of weaves weirdly around this part here, and also, of course, here. So these two exits are kind of weird. There's like magic flowing in and out of it, whereas the other four are kind of inert in a way.
I'll communicate that to I'm so bad at saying your character's name. Xiomara, right?
Yes.
Xiomara, okay. I haven't said it out loud yet, I think. Only in my mind.
Think about see you
worry.
tomorrow.
See you tomorrow,
Yeah,
Xiomara.
see you
Hell
tomorrow.
yeah. Cute. So
Okay,
Azizi turns to you and conveys that information, like, that way, I sense something magical.
Thank you.
You should know about this, I think.
Okay, can you point on the map where we'd like to move?
Yeah.
Maybe. How do I point on the map?
You hold down your mouse. But you go into the select move thing, and then you hold it down, and then you can like do a little ping on the map.
Totally, definitely know where the select move thing is. Sorry, I'm so I don't know
Like,
this
the
website.
little toolbar you have at the top left, at the very top of that, there should be like a little mouse cursor.
I found it, I think. But like I can only
And then you can just click anywhere on the map by holding down, give me a little ping.
I pinged myself, okay, I think. And
Very good.
And then I want to move over there. I don't know how to draw a line. Wait, right click
yeah,
maybe?
that's something
Ooh, right
else.
click! I think. No, that's
the
what you
ruler.
do.
The little ruler tool is the draw tool.
Oh.
Like the little arrow tool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that,
30
exactly.
feet. Yeah, I found it. Yes.
Perfect. And off you go.
Whee!
So you have your action, your movement, and you still have a bonus action if you want to use that. And other than that, we can go on with the next turn.
Yeah, I'm fine for now, I think. Thank you.
Xiomara, it's your turn.
Yes. I see where Azizi is running, but before I go, I will cast Mage Armor on myself. Just if worst comes to shove, I'm prepared.
Real.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, how do you
So-
do that?
I have the
You
D&D Beyond 20.
Yeah, you have the thing.
So that
nice.
helps a lot.
I bet.
I
Yeah,
don't
so I
use
So what's your
D&D
AC yet? What's your AC yet now?
wait, is it already cast? I think it's still at 13. Yeah, it's 13. Before that was 12. Yeah.
Oh, good. Nice.
Good, just to be sure. And then I try to keep an eye on the thing in the water, but while I go after Azizi.
Come here.
You want to move in the same direction, do you?
Yes.
Oh.
So you move after
And-
Az.
Yes.
When I'm there, I will just look at him for a second and be like, "Are you sure that you know where we are going?
Absolutely not.
You do not inspire any confidence in me right now, and I'm already very pissed off. But I will just put faith in your hands, and if you disappoint me, I do not know what I will do yet."
Very good. Very dramatic. Is that
Mhm.
everything, Xiomara?
Yes.
It is now the thingy's turn. The thingy is going to do a cunning action dash. And come here. And as an action, it's going to throw a dart of paralysis at you, Azizi.
No, don't do that. Stop doing that. Wait,
Hang on, let me just do a quick roll.
do that, yeah. For
Have
sure.
a little rolly.
No, rolly,
Little
rolly.
rolly.
Okay, thank God.
Does a six hit you?
No, a 6 does not hit me. Armor class is what we're looking at, right? That is.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, that's a little late, but.
You hear a little whistling sound past your ear. As a tiny dart lodges itself in the wall in front of you. And you hear a very quiet, low, but nonetheless menacing voice say, "Maybe you should slow down before you start running."
Wait, can I speak? It's not my turn.
Yes.
Can I speak?
Out of your turn.
Thank you. Again, turn to Xiomara. Did you hear that? Did you hear that voice?
Yes, and I don't think we should believe it. I think we should just go further.
It did just.
Little
fire
question
at me.
from my side right now. What language are you two speaking?
Probably
wait.
common.
Yeah, I think for me it was Common, Elvish, Sign Language.
Or you mean like all languages?
No. What language are you two speaking with each other right now?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, just Common.
Common, probably. Yeah, we don't know for sure
I
what
don't
the other
know
one
that
speaks.
guy.
So, yeah, we defo don't know each other or anything like that. So.
Very good.
Is it?
The
Is it?
the person in front of you comes a little closer to the light, and it is revealed not to be quite so bad as a sentient tentacle. Instead, in front of you is a freakishly tall 1T with blue stripes and a hood over their face.
Snake
A
person.
hood over the head and a shawl over their face. And I'm just going to upload that into the Discord as soon as I find it. You see big pale blue eyes staring at you. One moment. It's almost done.
Waiting.
No worries.
Yeah, but that's gonna end. That's gonna just gonna add that turn too.
Ooh, indeed.
Ooh.
Is that not a familiar face to some of us?
That would be a familiar face to some of you, yes. But you're not here.
You're not here. You
It's
don't
no
know.
longer- It is no longer Cleane's turn, as it is now the statue's turn.
That's weird.
Who's going to cast guidance on both of you?
That's good, probably.
Thank you.
What does that
You
do?
feel a little cold shiver going through you. Does either of you speak Sylvan?
No.
No, yes, I do, actually, I do.
Aziza, you hear a bunch of gibberish.
Oh yeah.
Siomara, you hear, "Do not lose confidence now, little one."
Aw.
And that's going to be the statue's turn. Azizi, we're back to you!
So the thing we thought was a kraken is actually a snake person. That's a development.
Yes.
That's cool. And they told us not to run. Or not to go so fast, rather.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
I mean, we could.
Or rather, I think the implication was, if you don't know where you're going, maybe you shouldn't be going so fast.
Yeah, fair, valid, real. I mean, that's somebody you can talk to, technically, I guess, but I don't know if I should or not. Because
It
the
did say
kraken
what
thing-
it said in common, by the way, so...
Yeah, so, like, definitely. It's a good decision to make. I guess, God, I'm bad at making decisions. I mean, I don't... It would be super rude to chuck a wrench at this person's head now, knowing that it's a person. Although it did chuck a fucking dart
Yeah.
at mine, but it was a paralyzing dart. Maybe that's
You
not...
didn't know that, you just saw a dart.
I didn't
by
know
the
that
way.
though. It did chuck a dart at my head. So I think Azizi wouldn't think all of that. And maybe Azizi would in fact chuck a wrench at, or try to chuck a wrench at this individual's head. So I'm gonna do that.
Please, give me the chuck roll.
I'm gonna chuck.
Roll to chuck.
Roll to chuck. I'll try my best. What do I roll for that? I have my wrench.
That's your dexterity modifier plus a d20, I think.
Okay. That's okay. That's good. So,
If I'm not mistaken, you are not proficient with light weapons? Wait. Are you proficient with any kind of weapon?
Am I? That's such a great question. Simple weapons, I think
I'm sorry.
it says.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you can add your dexterity modifier and your proficiency to that.
Okay. What do... I'm so dumb. What do I add for that? Like, it just says in the little list proficiencies in languages, but it doesn't give me, like, a number?
Oh, it should say somewhere in a separate field where you get... it should say proficiency bonus. Anyway, it's 2.
It's 2. Yeah, it says it. I found it. Okay, so it would be plus 3 in total then. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
please, give me
I'm rolling.
20 plus 3 then.
Why do I roll so bad? Who the fuck is up with that? Cool. Anyway,
You're
I
very
just...
special.
You vigorously throw your spare wrench at the person standing in front of you, and
so
once
fun.
again, it goes whistling past their ear, and you hear a little plop as it falls
Yeah.
into the pool.
But
And
also,
the
by the
creature,
way,
yes.
I have like the infusions thing. That wrench should return to me because it's
is it on the same
infused.
turn?
I don't know about that. I'm currently trying to find it in the little list thingy where it tells me about that. Returns to the wielder's hand immediately after it is used to make a ranged attack. So I guess yeah.
Very good. Yes.
Well, at
And
least it
the
came
same
back.
way, and it kind of sadly just kind of unplopped out of the water and spins for a moment, orients itself, and flies right back into your hand with a thump.
So fucking
And
funny.
the person in front of you raises a scaly eyebrow at you and says, "Well, we're 2 for 2 now. Would you stop running already, please?"
Who are you and why are you chasing us?
Why are you running away?
Because we don't know you.
Stranger danger? Ever heard of it?
Interesting. Do you know where you are?
underground.
They're
this is
way too far
perfect.
underground.
Xiomara, please give me deception. No, give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion check, yes.
Ooh, it's a good one.
And yeah, the person in front of you says, "Perfect," and then it halts for a moment and says, "You really don't know, do you?"
No, we really do not know. I personally fell down a hole, and now I'm here. I would very, very much like to get back to the sun again.
And at this, initiative drops
Yay.
as the person in front of you takes off their shawl and reveals a regular snake person face.
Snake
First of all,
person.
yeah. I dropped the art in the thingamajig.
It looks very friendly now with the shawl dropped. Big vibe change. Much better vibes.
And they take a step back and have a good look at you as they say, "Well then, I assume you want to get out of here then, both of you."
Yes.
As soon as possible.
I'm afraid I can't guide you out of the. I will gladly guide you out of the lost city as fast as I can, but you are interfering with Scaly Sanctum business right now in being here.
And I think then we should leave as soon as possible, shouldn't we?
You do not understand. I cannot leave this place until this business is done, and I can't let you go on your own. So I must ask you to follow me.
I look at Azizi for a second and try to convey with my eyes. Should we trust this person that we do not know? That just threw something at us.
He looks back, thinks for a moment, and then kind of shrugs, which conveys as much as, well, doesn't sound like we have a choice.
Okay. I turn back to the snake person and I just nod my head slowly. And I would say, before we go, can I just do one tiny thing?
Do you say that?
I say that, yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Depends
thank
on
you.
the
And
thing, I suppose.
It's just I do not want to run around looking like this, and I point down at my clothing, completely dirty. It is a little bit underneath my status.
Azizi rolls his eyes.
They
so
raise an
hard.
eyebrow.
So hard.
Can you? Yeah.
They raise an eyebrow at this, and they say, "Are you going to prestidigitate at me right now?"
Well, I would do it at me. Yes.
Very well, I won't look. And they turn their head for a moment.
Thank you, and I say I look away. I do a little hand motion that's way more complicated than it needs to be, just for the drama of it. And I stand again, thoroughly cleaned up and looking as good as always.
Simply marvelous. Vazan, I take it you're from the Up-City. The Upper Up-City, no less. You appear to be a noble child.
You could say that, even if it's a little bit against my rule, but reluctantly.
They grab into their pocket and pull out a bottle of clean water and they pass it to you. Well, not a bottle, a flat man. Here,
To me.
look.
Mhm.
You look terrible. Do you take the water or?
I mean, which person?
You.
They just kind of look at
Okay.
both of you and hold out the flat man.
Oh, Azizi takes it. No hesitation. This trust has been established with the snake person.
Has it?
Mm.
Okay.
For Azizi, yes.
Apparently it has.
Is this
Okay,
a bad time to mention I have no idea where Flat Man is?
It's like a
Flat man is
flask
like a little.
thingy.
It's like a little can with a flask head. Hang on. And here, can you throw up a picture of a flat man?
Flatman.
Yeah,
Like
the
a
first thing
canteen.
I get when I Google it is a comic book character.
Yeah,
That's very interesting.
yeah, this is definitely a Flatman.
Okay, then put in canteen
Search
with a
for
double
the
E.
German word Flachmann.
Yeah.
Is it like
I might have
the
gotten a little
metal
confused.
flask?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
like,
little metal
that's
flask.
what I pictured anyway, yeah. I just did not question it.
Like this.
No, a canteen with a double E.
Like,
It's
Like
fine, don't
this?
worry about it.
is it like this?
Yeah, exactly, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you, Danny.
Alright, we have it. Hooray!
Getting confused.
Mystery
Okay,
solved.
thank you. Thank you for that. Very helpful. So, the person, the snake, just kind of takes in both of you, looks at your surroundings, and they regard Azizi, saying, "I've seen you before. You're a mechanic, and you haven't been living here until recently, have you?"
You pay attention to the things that happen around here, huh?
They kind of give you a dead-faced look, and they point at one of their shoulder pads, which looks kind of like a spiked scale. Give me a history check, please.
Yes, I would love to do that. That is, we roll 80-20 plus our history thingy. I just gotta find it. There it is. Oh, that's gonna be good, unless, of course. You know, unless, of course.
It's all 20, so.
Yeah. Oh, finally.
Nice!
Finally, I know!
Azizi, you realize now that you are looking at one of the higher ranking members of the Scaly Sanctum, who is the cult/religion/criminal organization keeping track in the Undercity.
Oh.
And this person, you haven't seen them before, which probably means that they're really good at their job.
Mm-hmm. Azizi nods slowly to
So it would make
himself.
it would make sense that they knew a lot about you, but you
Yeah.
know a lot about them.
Like, turns now, like, almost a little sheepishly, but not quite there, and kind of states halfway to the person and halfway to himself, "I'm glad that I didn't hit you with my wrench."
It wouldn't have done much.
Mm.
But you have good aim. They kind of smirk at that.
Wait.
And you, and they regard you, Xiomara.
Yes.
I can tell that you don't know how you got here because I don't think I've ever seen you at all. And judging by your clothes, your demeanor, and they just kind of gesture at you. Well,
Thank you.
I don't think I want you in here as much as any more than you want to be here.
Well,
But I
think
must
it's good
repeat,
that
I separated from my party a while ago to to scout out whatever might be hiding in this city. And it seems, not much. Except you two. You specifically, and they pointed you, Azizi.
Hmm.
I saw you running from me a while ago. And, well, I'm never one to turn down a good chase. I'm glad I didn't have to
a little.
kill you.
He squints a little hard. Squinting intensifies. It's not very good.
No one can see your eyes, though.
Nobody knows, but he's wicked squinting behind those goggles.
I have a
Very
question.
well. If you have nothing more to catch up on, I suggest we relink with my party.
To the DM, I have a question.
Yes.
Would I are they the same thing that chased me, or would I think that they're different?
Give me an insight check.
Inside, okay.
Nice.
Nice.
Truth is,
You're not entirely sure. The thing you saw in the pool earlier, at first you thought it was a siren, then a mermaid, then you realized it was kind of a tentacle thing, and
Yeah.
then you realized it was an aboleth. And aboleths have the ability to mind control whatever. And you do not know whether the person in front of you is really there. But it is about the best lead you can go on right now.
Okay. Good. I keep all of it to myself. I look at the snake person. Well, before we leave, I would love to know your name, just so I know who I'm talking to and looking at.
That feeling is very much mutual.
Yes.
And that's all they say.
Fucking asshole.
Okay. Well, should I introduce myself first, so that you are inclined to introduce yourself? Are we gonna go with that route, or are we just gonna stay silent?
That is entirely up to you, but if it's all the same to you, I would like to get a move on. All you need to know is that I'm the only thing deciding whether you live or die today.
All right.
And they don't say this with any malice at all, they just state that is stating a fact.
Let's go then, I say.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of take the lead, looking back at you as they slowly make their way to the moss-covered exit of the room, and you're free to follow them.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'd follow. Can I try while we follow to just look into the other exits, just to maybe see what's in there?
Just kind of take a little peek.
Yeah, like we're in a
Yes,
museum.
You have the pool in the middle, where something just came out of that is way bigger than the pool seems to allow for.
Yeah.
You look into it, you see that it goes down, 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 but it's pitch black, so you can't see shit.
Hmm.
The entrance you were just standing in, you look in a few meters ahead of you, it is blocked, completely filled with rubble.
Oh.
This one,
Yeah.
ends in a fork of two other corridors leading into it. This one, you can see, leads into darkness, but at the far end you can see kind of a faint light, and you realize that there's probably like a whole ruin of city out there that you missed earlier. If you were to ask Azizi, Azizi could tell you that he did in fact come out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And the last exit, it's kind of weird.
It's kind of weird.
Like your eyes try to focus on it, but they just kind of shift away.
Oh, that's interesting.
And the moss-covered entrance, you can see there's actually like air coming out of it, and the person standing in front of it. Now you can see the blue stuff here on the ground. As you step in it, if you choose to step on it, it is sticky, viscous, and if you come very close to it, it smells like the worst thing you've ever smelled.
Ew.
I
Cool.
will purposefully not step into it. I just cleaned myself. I don't need that.
Yeah.
And you see,
Bad
you
idea.
realize this is the trail of slime that the creature left behind.
Oh,
And it leads
God.
into this here tunnel, which is completely dark besides that.
Oh.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, let's not go there.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I just follow our super friendly tour guide.
Yes. We're following the leader.
You follow the operative as they stand in the moss. You go around the channel. I presume you don't go around you don't go through the slime trail.
No,
Azizi?
no.
I take
Azizi, are you-
exactly the same path that the operative took. I don't care.
Get yourself
And-
dirty, that's so rude.
And you hear gibberish in your head again as easy as you pass the statue.
I love a statue that speaks gibberish to me.
In your head, too.
In my head, extra nice.
In your head.
Okay, cutting back to someone else. Seti, you are the first person onto this street that you are entering onto now. You can see you have two buildings right next to each other. One of them appears to be a temple entrance, and the other one seems to be like a bunch of storehouses overgrown with the same stony, silvery roofs that you saw earlier.
Daisy thought was stone.
Do I
Yes.
hear something?
Ooh, give me a perception check then.
Oh, that's not great at all. That's 5.
You hear the basic background static that you hear in any underground cave. You've been in a couple on your adventuring days. That's kind of nice. And yeah, that's all you see. Coming right up behind you is Goran, trying to keep up with your long legs with their own short ones. And I'm guessing up on top of the route already. You don't know how she even got there. Is Flora scouting ahead? Stacy, you are coming in last.
That's good.
So,
Everything sounds safe so far. I don't hear snakes or anything. It's
Goran
okay.
stands still and gives you a long look and says, Sisete, I love you, brother, but this is the scariest fucking place we've ever been in, and this is your reaction.
Why, yes.
I don't know, it brings back memories. The excursion that we had that went bad, and we got captured and tortured. You can see a shiver running down their spine. They're very visibly uncomfortable in this place.
I understand, but what is the chance of that happening twice?
Give me a persuasion check, please.
Is it a persuasion or a foresight? That's an 8.
Goran hesitates for a bit, then looks at you with deep, terrified eyes and says, I suppose this time we're ready for it. And that's that.
And-
Foreshadowing.
Yes, Danny?
Can I have Flora ask Sasetti something?
Yes.
Sasetti,
Uh-huh.
your associate. They still haven't returned from their scouting. Does it usually take them this long to scout?
Siseti, you have not worked with Cleane for very long. When you came banished from the Scaly Sanctum, you just kind of left, and you haven't really talked to them since. Recently, they've taken more of an interest in you, like, obviously after the Cataclysm and everything that entailed, the Matriarch has had an interest in you, and Cleane, being the eyes of the Matriarch, one of the highest-ranking members of the Scaly Sanctum, has also taken interest in you. But you don't really know a lot about them, except that they are very ambitious, very subtle, and have very strange humor.
It is weird, I would say. I don't know how they work normally. But I would imagine that they would like to keep their eyes on me. The fact that they're not back yet is a tad worrisome. But maybe more for us instead for them.
I remember seeing which way they went. If it's okay with all of you, I'd like to maybe see if I can track them down.
You want to split the party, Danny?
Yes.
Okay, Goran says, I don't know if that's a good idea. I know Agni. They're reliable. They'll come back in no time. It's just, I think they might have found something down here.
There
Yes.
In any case, they would find us before anything. And before they can get the last word out, you hear a slithering sound. A familiar slithering sound, I should say. As
Oh no, Stacy squeaks and runs to Goran and clinches on their arm.
Wow. This is such a betrayal of our friendship.
No.
Stacy
I don't
behind
actually
Goran,
say that as
and
Flora.
Goran, you can see, slightly blushes and says, "Hey, wait, what?" And from the temple, you can hear a slithering sound as, like an oily puddle of shadow. They come down out of the temple stairs and look up at you, Flora, and they say, "Am I not inspiring confidence in you?
I was just concerned for you. It's not like you exactly left us with any way to communicate with you. It's not like you gave us a sending stone in case you got in trouble.
Very well. I didn't expect to be long so gone, to be fair. I did, however, find someone. And at this, Izizi comes out of the temple too. And shortly behind them, you see the very tall, stuck-up looking noble elf.
It's us. Oh my god.
Yes, oh my god.
Azizi, Siomara, you see 4 figures standing outside. You see a short, stout Dwarga barbarian with a long white mane, looking kind of restless, kind of insane. Next to hugging them is a short half elf with nice looking leather armor, looking extremely freaked out. Next to that is a Wanty pureblood with also an operative suit, but instead of a knife or a sword, he has a staff, and he looks kind of stupid.
Rude. Well, not wrong, but rude.
And you can also see across from the temple is a warehouse overgrown with a big stony vine, and on top of that is sitting a very vigilant elf with a bow.
And a sword.
And a sword.
Mm-hmm.
How visible is the sword, actually?
So, and Cleani points back at their 2 companions and says, meet my 2 new friends. It appears they got lost down here while coincidentally down here hunting for a creature.
I step forward a little bit to look at the new people better, and I look at them very calculating before I smile a little bit and nod and say, "Hello, it's very good to meet all of you. You inspire way more confidence than anyone else I've met yet. So I hope you know what you're doing."
Goran looks at you very skeptically, but they say nothing. Probably because Stacy's squeezing him so tight they can't get a word out.
Cute. Azizi also takes a step forward to address the group, right? The first question on his mind is the following. You guys know this person? Do you know their name, for instance? I'm talking about the snake person, of course.
I'm assuming you're pointing with your thumb back at them.
Yep, I did that in real life. Are you in my room? This is scary. Please stop.
We have the same brain, sister. You know this.
That's true.
All right.
I'm Seti.
Francis.
Oh, wait, other snake person.
Yes, Danny. Take as much time as you want.
Quick question. When Cisetti was talking about the associate, I don't remember how to pronounce their name.
Just say Annie.
Annie. Can I do my special vibe check thing?
Vibe check.
Yeah. What would you roll for that?
It's not really. I'm not sure if it's a roll. I'll just
I think it's better if you just speak plainly.
I'll send you a message about it, so I can keep
True.
some of my.
Intuition,
Okay.
maybe?
Keep your
Meanwhile,
Are you doing
then.
it? Are you doing it for the associate or for Cisetti?
For the associate.
You've heard their name a few times now. You're getting the idea. It is their name. It is the name that they are known by, of course. They have a much more infamous name that has nothing to do with the name you've been given, which is Pleani. So yeah, you know that is their name, but it is not their true name. Is that satisfying?
Yes.
Meanwhile, Stacy stops hugging Goran.
Aw.
Looks one with a wondering expression towards the elf lady and thinks only for herself, she looks noble. Do I maybe know her? And shyly waves towards the new group and says, hi.
Stacy, why don't you give me an insight check? Also, it's they them for Xiomara.
Roll for nobility.
Which she doesn't know at the moment.
I mean, yeah, but you wouldn't assume somebody's
Yeah.
pronouns, would you?
Sure.
Stacy's a wood girl.
In a
Yeah,
good
she
world.
didn't grow up like me, where we all assume everyone's non-binary until told
Oh
otherwise.
no.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, is that a crit fail? Yes, it is. Oh no.
It is.
On a critical failure, Stacy, oh my goodness. This person? This is the finger eater! You know it! You know it to be true! This must be him!
sorry.
Would I really beat this? No, I think I would not say it like this. I would just say,
Your
Um,
mind,
yes, I
your
don't
mind
know.
isn't entirely sure, but then something about the way they talk, the way they move, and the descriptions, or what you've always imagined the finger eater look like. It's them. It's them 100%.
It must be.
Okay.
I mean.
okay, wait. Daisy looks at them and says, are you eating fingers?
Theo just looks at you in utter shock and disbelief, and just goes, "No, what about me makes you think that I would eat your fingers or any fingers?"
What?
Azizi holds up his hand, tucking one finger behind it to make the illusion appear that he only has 4 fingers on one hand, and nods solemnly in Stacy's direction. Yeah, I've seen it myself, he says.
Where are your fingers? Ah!
Oh
I'm
no.
Okay,
I'm just gonna have
Fucking hell.
Flora like put her hand on like in her forehead and be like a deep sigh, like idiots.
and Goran is kind of chuckling to themselves. They don't really know what's going on here. Siseti is openly freaking out, like
Ah!
Scott in Monster Prom when you tell him something he doesn't understand. And you have Cleone just giving you a dead-faced expression, Stacy, as they watch this all unfold. And then they look down at Azizi and do a little smirk. It is them who speaks up as well and says, "Oh, for better or worse, they still will be joining us on our mission. I know you don't want to necessarily trust new people, especially people you've just met, but as long as we're on this mission, I cannot leave Nasistalat, and as long as I am here, I cannot supervise them out of here.
Alright.
So we're stuck with them for now."
Are they aware of the scope of our task?
No.
Not at all.
I have no idea what is going on.
We are on a hunt.
For what?
Can I have Flora say something?
Of course.
How about we start with introductions and then we can go over details of what we plan to do next. Does that sound reasonable so we don't have any more misunderstandings?
Cleone nods and says, "Yes. I would suggest that we hunker down in this temple and take a short rest. For the time being. Then we can talk over things."
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And Azizi
All
needs
right,
a
but I
rest.
keep my fingers safe.
Can I just have a little bit of finger?
Just tiny bit.
Tiny nibble. Oh my
Just a
god.
little.
And Goran follows Tliani as they go into the temple, and they kind of prepare a little blanket, put some provisions on it, and Cleone actually pulls out a map and a little pen, which doesn't seem to require an ink fountain. And yeah, I'm assuming you're all following them into the temple, which is like into this little dome, which is like a nice little alcove. You can see there's a bunch of barrels and crates and 2 chests at each end.
Don't let Sassetti near them. He might blow them up.
What? Chests? 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 I want to open a chest.
Yeah. Give me a perception check, please.
I'm stepping away from whatever barrel Sassetti is opening.
I'm assuming you're going to the
closest
northwest
one.
one.
Go crit.
Ooh.
Okay, while Laura takes a step back and approaches, I'm assuming Cleone and Goran, who are preparing the plan.
No, I'm not stay. No, I stay. I want to know what's in the chest.
Stacy is immediately on you, and you immediately realize that there is not just a trap, but you also realize that it's been recently put there. You can also tell it is completely covered in mucus.
In mucus.
So yeah, there's a trap there. That's fun.
I'm maybe not touching any chests. This one's trapped with mucus for some reason.
Wait, it is trapped with mucus?
I think so.
Explosions.
Stacy, why don't you give me a nature check?
Ooh, nature.
With a 6, you remember something about creatures living in the wild who mimic inanimate objects,
Oh.
but you don't seem to remember much about mucus. Usually, you associate these mimics with teeth, not with mucus.
Mucus, it kind of sounds familiar, but I can't quite put my finger on it. I think we should stay back from this.
Yeah. Also, finger check. How many do you still have left if you can't put your finger on it?
Still 10. Thank you for asking.
Okay, good.
Okay. Xiomara, Azizi, what are you doing?
I will stay pretty close to the exit and just far away from other people because like I don't trust them.
Okay, Azizi.
Azizi goes to sit close to the snake person whose name I, the player, keep forgetting. Who took us out of.
I mean, you, the character, haven't heard them yet either.
Yeah, I know that, so that's good at least. But I could know. But yeah, so yeah, exactly. Just sitting there, chilling, taking my short rest, as you do, I guess.
As you do. Do you restore anything as an artificer?
That's a great question. I mean, I can just press the short rest button. Shall I do that? I'll see what happens.
I restore key points.
I don't
Nice.
think I restore anything from a short rest. Because
Nope.
I already... All I have used is like the spell slot.
You restore a bit of sanity.
There.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I got... Yeah.
while you are doing that, what are you doing?
Can I go look for like healing herbs?
Yeah. Do give me a nature check. While you do that, actually over here, Cleone say to Goran, why is there blood on your hands again? And your mouth? And Goran just kind of looks at them sheepishly and says, we might have come across intruders, guests of our own. Don't worry, we left one of them alive. And they kind of indicate Flora with one of their hands. That one thought it would be smart to have an informant on the other side, if you will. And Cleone considers this for a moment and says, the Order. I found a camp of them earlier, back in the old palace. Completely wiped out. Interesting. Okay, Flora, what's your nature check?
So I rolled the 12 plus 6, so that's an 18.
With an 18, you realize that there's moss growing in front of you, and it's kind of funny because down here you wouldn't expect any moss, because moss, as you know, needs light to grow. It is a photosynthetic plant or whatever that is called. But it's curiously just growing there, apparently illuminated by the dim white light that some of the that is kind of radiated by wisps hanging in the air above statues and lampposts. And you realize that the moss maybe doesn't have any inherent healing properties, but if you were to use it in a solution, it could probably enhance healing properties of other plants.
Okay. So I will take some.
Yes, please add however many units of moss to your inventory as you want.
Oh,
Like, do I need a roll for it?
moss.
Do I need a roll
No,
for it?
just take as many as you want. Let's say up to 20. Up to 20, no more than that.
I'll take 20.
20 moss!
20 units of moss, mysterious.
20 bushel, and add 20 bushels of moss to your inventory.
You couldn't just take one portion because in Spanish it's uno más.
Okay, fine. I'll take the reasonable. I'm not taking all of the moss, right? By taking 20, right? I'm leaving some, right?
Yes, this wall's absolutely covered with moss. You can see it's kind of... the moss really seems to like the chest that Sissetti is fiddling with.
Uh-oh.
Or has fiddled with, rather.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Okay, so I
So you
just
can-
put bushel of moss, breath, comma, healing in my inventory. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, how many?
20.
Okay, good. So, Azizi, you are staying close to Cleone, and you see them pointing at the map. You can see it depicts kind of a circular schematic. You realize that this is this ruined city that you find yourself in, and they point at a little circle in the middle, and they say, "So this is where the old palace was. An entire camp of the Order of the Crooked Man, wiped out, covered in mucus. I found some mucus further in, and they point at the exit you just came out of, which you know leads to the pool room. So I'm assuming our little friend is on the hunt, itself." And Goran considers this and says, "Seems we might turn into the hunted yet, though we came to hunt ourselves." Do you say anything to this, Azizi?
He lets that sink in for a second. Okay, being possibly being hunted by a weird mucus monster. That's not great. But he remains calm on the outside as best as that is possible, and just kind of leans in, looks around the room a little bit. Well, at least it would be. I'm trying to do the math right now. He doesn't take as long. 7 versus 1. How hard can it be? He's a little confident, or at least trying to project confidence.
Cleone puts a hand to their chin and kind of does that pose, you know, when they have like their thumb and index finger splayed.
Yeah.
Like the thinking emoji. They're doing that.
Yeah.
You can see a long, slender, gloved hand caress this snake person's chin. They say, "See, a sewer squish, as we're hunting right now, usually comes with spawn. And not just spawn, because, as I suspect, the sewer squish also made thralls out of some of the Templars. I don't assume it ate all of them. We should expect some minions up ahead."
And why are we hunting this creature? Has it been a problem for you?
Clearly regards you for a moment, and they say, Clearly regards you for a moment and says, say, I know you're an artificer, but I know you don't work alone. What happened to your partner?
Azizi goes very quiet, very quickly, very, very quiet. I don't think he's answering that, no. Just gives him
I
a
don't
get
know.
death
my
stare.
position?
Come
Can I
again?
hear what you guys are talking about?
Just so, yeah.
Okay, I'm listening.
You realize, because you've already identified the monster earlier, that it is in fact a kind of abaloid creature. You know that the local variety of aboleth here is called a Traganaru or a sewer squish, and they live in the sewers and they are known to abduct children and eat them.
Oh, great. How fun.
I don't know whether this affects Xiomara at all. You also heard that the little guy who got recruited with you, along with you by Tliani, recently lost somebody close to them, or at least they don't know where they are. So it's safe to assume that this sewer squish has something to do with that. Tliani disregards you disregarding them and says,
Double disregard. Ooh, stalemate.
Double
well,
whammy.
in the recent flood, it appears the sewer squish that was living in here has gone a bit bold. People have gone missing. I'm assuming you were not unaffected by this. And they give you a face that approaches sympathy, but not quite.
I just look at them and I shake my head. And I say, I do not know anyone in the city, so I don't think I'm that affected. Besides that it probably chased me here, but I mean I survived.
And Cleone says, little one, would you mind coming a little closer? I don't like you standing that close to the exit.
I will scoot like a meter closer. A tiny bit.
Well, a meter is, let's just say 5 feet.
Yeah, I'm not going that far.
Um,
I'm going
Okay,
even
1
further
inch.
beyond.
quick question.
Yeah.
Does Flory hear any of this conversation, or is she too far away?
You just hear it.
Okay, because Flora might want to like join this conversation because she does have information about the sewer squish.
Are you coming closer?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're standing diagonally behind Azizi. Azizi, please give me what's it? Flora, can you give me a stealth check, please?
Where is my stealth again? I need to check that.
1 moment.
It's +4.
Damn, stealthy.
Well, I am a range.
Okay, that's fair.
So that's a 15. So 11
15
plus
beats.
4.
As you
So-
speak up, you see Azizi kind of jumping a little bit, as they were not expecting you showing up
Nope.
behind their back suddenly. They just go,
Cute.
and what do you say, Flora?
Before I do that, can I ask we take a quick bio break?
Yeah. Alright, I guess we're taking a short bio break now, as Danny is leaving us on this cliffhanger.
Ooh,
Yes.
I wonder.
Aww.
Exciting. Does this mean it's
And-
time to go piss girl for everybody who...
Yeah, go piss
Hell
girl.
It is
yeah.
time
Go
to
piss
yeah,
girl.
indeed.
Well, I'm gonna do that. I'll be right back.
Right back,
Same.
folks.
Slay.
Slay.
I have the snackies.
We are back on our
Fine.
bullshit with snackies. Woo.
Oh.
So, welcome back. When last we left off, Flora was going to say something really important.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. If we are to come up with a plan to deal with the sewer squish, shouldn't we exploit its weakness? Fire, psychic attacks, and holy attacks? I know there's plenty of, like, yew trees, old yew trees around. If we could light those on fire, that might be useful.
Clearly regards you for a moment. It's a very interesting prospect, but considering most of the yew trees here have partially petrified, I don't know how good that would be. Besides, I know that the sewer squish would hide at the deepest point of this old city, and I don't know if we'll find anything there except tombs and water.
But no more snakes, right?
Leonie looks at you, feigns a shocked expression for a moment, and says, I will be... No, of course not. Until we're done with this, you will not be seeing any more snakes except me.
Okay, then I can handle it.
We could always take some of the yew tree and, like, make torches out of it.
That's a good idea. However, I don't know. We might draw attention to ourselves if we make ourselves so visible. Besides,
We
I would
don't
just
have
suggest
to.
that we let those with dark vision, and they point over at Goran, who's snacking on a crumpet. Guide all of those down to have it.
Well, we don't necessarily have to start with the torches lit. We could always light them after.
And they nod at this, and they say, "Very well, Saseti." And they're calling over to you from across the room. Why don't you go help your friend here make some torches from the trees outside?
Aye, chef.
And Flora, you and Seseti. Seseti is approaching you, Flora, waiting for you to say the go.
Oh, come on, old man.
Yeah.
Wow,
And
rude.
An old
You go out
man
there
of
and you approach the roofs overgrowing the warehouses.
What can I use actually to make torches out of this besides just cracking of branches?
You want to crack off a branch?
Yeah, I think so. The only thing I can otherwise think of is with my dagger try to cut off parts of it to make a
Okay,
torch.
if you want to do it with your raw hands, just kind of break off a little branch, that will be a survival check. If you want to do it with your knife, that will be a melee attack.
I'll do the melee attack.
Okay,
I'm
give me a
better
roll.
at those.
Stab the tree, Seti.
Shab,
Stop,
15.
stop.
Give me your
With
bark.
15, you successfully carve a chunk of stony white wood, and expecting it, you can actually find that it is still reasonably flammable. It's reasonably dry. It's airy. It's got a little musk to it, has a little wood-like texture. However, you also feel a little pinch at the back of your mind. Do you speak Sylvan or Primordial?
Languages. Nope.
You hear a faint voice in your head, but it's only speaking gibberish.
The two languages that I know.
Flora, how are you going about carving a bit of wood out of these thick roots?
Like, I could use my sword, because I don't think my hunting dagger would work because it's made of obsidian, and that's very fragile. Or I could do break it off with my hands, or do some kind of nature check.
You want to do a nature check? Okay, give me a nature check to check what might be the best branch to break off that will come off the easiest.
.17. Twankly.
With a nature check of 17, you realize that a bit further up, there's a very
17
nice,
plus
there's
6 is 23.
23. You climb up the branch to see that there's a nice set of little twigs growing out of it that you might turn into very reasonable torches. However, as you break off the branches, you hear also a pinch at the back of your brain. It doesn't feel unsimilar to when the Archmage Vico cast Mind Rend on you, only this time it's a lot more gentle. It doesn't seem to be tugging at you or trying to drive a wedge between your body and your mind. But it is giving you a little warning. And what it is going to tell you is what I will tell you what it says later, but first we're going to cut back to Azizi and Stacy sitting around the map. As Cleone looks to you, Azizi, and says, When I started pursuing you, you were just outside of the palace. How did you even get in there?
Now, this might seem a little odd. It definitely felt odd to me, but I fell for a very long time. I fell down a very deep hole, and then I just kind of ran because you started pursuing me very quickly.
They nod at this, slightly smirking again, and then they say, But you came through the same camp that I did. You saw what I saw. The lack of corpses.
Azizi nods solemnly a little, also a little confused.
You don't suppose the creature made its nest in there, did you?
I didn't particularly stop to take in the scenery, but now that you mention it, he kind of like nods once again. Yeah, that would make sense.
Oh. Then we must look further in. And they take a little piece of red chalk and cross out the big circle signifying the palace. By the way, you'll have to show me where that hole was if you can find it again later. I'll look into having it clogged up. Stacy, come here, darling, please. Oh wait, that wouldn't say darling. Stacy says, Cleone says, Stacy, you're a druid, aren't you?
Yes, I am. What can I do?
Could you maybe ask the moss over there what it might tell us of the denizens of this place?
I can try, but they're not really animals.
I'm sure your connection to nature will be just as sufficient.
Then you see Stacy going up, and she walks over the moss and spreads her hand out and tries to vibe with the moss.
Very nice. Please give me a nature check.
Oh, not nature.
Nature.
At advantage, of course.
Wow.
Oh,
The irony of the druid having
True.
less nature
Aw.
skill in nature than the ranger.
You can roll again. I gave you advantage.
yay, advantage.
Wow.
Oh god.
Are you kidding me? Oh, no.
RNG is not on my side today.
And the rolls are stinky today.
Yeah, quite.
The moss doesn't really speak to you. However, when you put your hand back, you see it's covered in mucus. And do you just want to smell the mucus?
No, because Stacy already knows that the mucus is the same, which is covered over the chest. And so she just goes back and says, the moss? I don't know. It seems kind of tricky because it's also covered in this mucus, like the chest. And I don't know. I have a feeling about it that it's not what it seems to be.
Is it the same mucus that we saw in the where the statue was?
You don't know. You would have to look at the mucus itself, yourself.
Let me look at the mucus. I do want to try
Check out that spit.
get that.
I'm assuming you're going to step up next to Stacy and indicate her to show you her hand.
Yes, please. Please show me your
Stacy's
fingers.
really hesitant, but
quick
thinks,
finger check.
okay, the fingers are covered in mucus. I think I can give her my hand.
I would just take your hands in mine, but very softly, so to not startle you. And just try to figure out what the hell that is.
Okay, give me an Arcana check at advantage.
Ooh, Arcana must be good, right?
Yeah. So that's number 1.
Nice.
Hey!
Number 2. Yeah, so we take the 23.
We certainly do.
Yeah.
You realize that this is the same mucus that you almost stepped in earlier, which is in fact connected to the creature. And you realize that it must have come through here. And it must have left down the corridor that you didn't go into earlier. So maybe you'll have to go back.
So I look at my companions whose name I still do not know. And I especially
Despite
look
Flora
at
asking for introductions.
and I look at the little guy next to me, and I just tell him, this is the same thing we saw in the little cave we were at. So I believe we might have to go back, because it might have come through there, and if we try to find it, we should probably, find it first before it finds us.
Lani says, I don't regret taking you with us one bit. Very good. And they pack up their things and look to Goran and say, Goran, do fetch her to
do fetch her 2 torch makers out there, will you? And Goran goes outside, and we cut back to Flora. Or rather, the funny voices inside Flora's head.
Yay.
I
One
love
of them is
having
telling her
voices in my
to
head.
go deeper. And says this in Primordial.
Okay.
Yes?
Okay, I don't know what to do with that information. Like,
I just felt
Okay,
a tingle in my
Always
head.
listen to every voice in your head. Good advice, always. Never any setbacks from that.
Unless
what
those
the
voices
voice
are
says.
electrochemistry.
No,
Anyway,
especially if they are.
Flora, please add 4 spectral torches to your inventory.
Oh, spectral torches.
That shouldn't be a thing on D&D Beyond, but it is a thing that I just made up. And Sassetti, you get 3 spectral torches.
3 spectral torches. Alright.
As Goran is clambering up the roots, telling you to come back.
So I turn back.
Saying that Cleani and the others have found where they need to go.
Is it
They've got a track.
is it normal to feel a tingle in your head after cutting a tree?
That's an interesting question, brother. And they just kind of look at the wood in disbelief, and they grow a long talon from their right index finger, and they kind of scratch at it, and they say, "This is some weird wood." And they look back to you and say, "The sooner we get out of here, the better." Flora, are you coming?
I'm coming.
Yes. I think. Didn't we earlier come across some fairy ruins? Perhaps there's a connection here with these roots.
That's interesting. Goran scratches their head. The same Maracas was built on a series of ruins, and one of them was supposed to be a fairy ruin. It's not exactly my field of expertise, you see. And they're gonna head back to the temple entrance.
Oh, come on, Snake Man. Flora goes in. I'm just calling him to say Snake Man now, not Old Man. I'm canceling the time I called him Old Man and replacing it with Snake Man.
Old Snake Man.
Old snake.
Yeah, I'm just
I mean,
calling
both
him
things are
Snake
true.
Man.
He is... Physically, he's the oldest member of the party.
Yes.
I guess he... No, yeah, well... I think the oldest member of the party, like, de facto right now is Goran, because they're, like, in their 70s.
Ooh.
You know, dwarves age weird.
Yeah.
And then there's Cleani, and Yuanti just age the same rate as humans do. And then we have the rest of the party who are... many funny things.
Indeed.
We are younglings, babies even.
Vivian.
Younglings.
And Cleani says, "Do you have the torches?"
Yes.
Well, I suggest everyone gets exactly 1 torch, and then we see where we go with that. And they point back at the tunnel. They point at the tunnel that's covered in moss, and they say, "That's where we need to go. If we're going to finish this."
I speak up and I say, but before we leave, might we finally know each other's names? I think it would be, I want to start not saying little guy and snake person and person who thinks I am eating fingers in my head the entire time.
Who's eating
And
fingers? Huh?
And Cleani looks at you annoyed and says, "Very well. Very well. I am Cleani, Eyes of the Matriarch. That," And they point at the dwarf standing next to the tall monk, the medium-sized monk. Says, "That is Goran. That is Goran, an associate of mine, also working for the Skelly Sanctum. So is he." And they point over at Sissetti. "This is Sissetti, a recent reacquisition to our operation."
I don't get a fancy nickname.
Would you like me to give you one?
Maybe.
And they wink at you and say, "We can come up with one of those later. The rest can introduce themselves."
Stacy firstly cleans her hand by smudging it against her armor and says, "Stacy, I'm a druid, as you know. And yeah, I don't know. What else do you want to know from me?"
Well, I think that a name for the beginning is enough.
And I'll just have.
And
Flora
before you
say-
ask Danny, we can just assume that they all say their pronouns along with their names.
Okay.
Like you don't have to ask.
Okay. You can call me Flora. I'm a huntress. And my pronouns are she, her.
It's alright. Okay.
And everyone just looks expectantly at you, Zizi. The mystery. The only mystery left.
Mystery boy. It's mystery boy time. Well, he speaks quite plainly. Azizi. He, him. I work as a mechanic. That's all you need to know, I think.
I immediately step back from him. I pointedly do not look at Azizi, and I just go, "It's very nice to meet all of you. My name is Sandra."
Give me a deception check, please.
I will
And
not
anyone
check.
who wants to can
Can
give
I
me
roll
a
an
contested,
insight?
Okay, roll deception, please, Yamada.
I did, it's 18.
Yep,
18's pretty good.
Your name's
Fucking
Sandra.
insight. Okay, well
My name is
then.
Sandra.
Yeah, that's Sandra.
20.
Flora, by the way, you have advantage on your insight check if you choose to do
Okay.
one.
I will
I
do
really
one.
love the threes today.
16. Let me just pull up what. Sorry, what was it again?
Insight.
Hers.
Insight at advantage.
Okay, insight. Okay,
Yep, that's Sandra.
so a 20.
Oh, God.
You know.
A
Yeah,
natural,
it was a
natural
19
20.
and then a 20.
Okay, dirty 20.
Okay.
Flora, everyone just seems to kind of nod and accept that this person's name is Sandra. You know the bullshitting. In fact, you're kind of wondering whether this is like material plane humor, where you just tell someone a fucking lie that is so obvious that that no one should believe it, and they just take it at face value. But you get the impression that this is like a bit, and whether you want to add on to that bit or whether you want to yes and that bit or not is up to you.
Well, I can't exactly yes and that bit because I can't lie.
You can just roll with it. You don't have to call me by any name.
That's true.
I should have said my name's Sandra, but you can call me whatever you want, because that would have been way funnier now.
Cleone seems oblivious to your very obvious lie and just kind of nods.
We're all just vibing with it. I like that for
Yeah.
us.
We're all yes anding. Goran isn't even trying to incite that. Goran is just like happy to be here.
It's like,
We're happy that they're here as well.
Daisy looks up
Yeah.
to Sandra and also says, "Can I also call you Sandy?"
You can call me Sandy if you like, yes.
Okay. Sandy and Stacy.
that-
That sounds nice.
I was expecting
only-
I was expecting like you can call me Sandy or you can call me later.
No, you can call me Sandy,
anytime.
but only if you trust me to not eat your fingers.
Ooh.
Mm.
I mean, you
Could I
just
make a roll if I trust that?
Roll first.
What would you... Give me a raw charisma check.
Riz.
No, not a charisma check.
Oh god!
What are you?
You realize that you realize not only this is actually not the finger eater at all.
Oh god!
This is somehow not Tom, who's manifested herself into a person, and she's here to help you.
Okay, I nod and I ask Flora, have you seen Not Tom recently?
Stacy? Are you okay?
I don't know, the roots are talking to me, I have the feeling.
And clearly
This is
nods
This
Clearly
person
not solemnly
who's calling
and-
themselves Sandra is not Sandra, and they're not Tom, and they're not Finger Eater.
Huh?
Now Stacy is confused and says, okay, whatever. Where's my food?
I
Mm.
give her like a piece of ration and like pat her on the head.
Thank you. And she eats this like a hamster.
Very good. Clearly nods and says, "This is all very cute, but there's one thing still bothering me." And they slither over to the trap. Very easily disarm the not the trap, the chest. They very easily disarm it, and they pull out what appears to be the handle of a knife, but it doesn't have a blade. And they say, "Well, I guess I should have expected something like this." And they just kind of inspect it, and they put it into their pocket, and they look back to you, everyone, and say, "Very well, then I suppose we best be on our way. We've got a squid to kill."
Let's
And if
go.
no one wants to, if no one wants to do anything before that, I'm assuming we're gonna move over back to the pool chamber.
Let's play
Yes.
pool in the pool chamber.
We
Yay.
hand out
Back
all the
to the
torches,
pool.
by the way. To
Come
everyone.
again?
Did we hand out all the spectral torches to everyone?
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, wait, I need to add that.
So now we each have like one spectral torch.
You each have one spectral torch.
I will update my inventory.
That's
will
what makes
figure
it
out how to do that.
spectral.
Let me just add all of your icons to this new map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which means one is missing. Ah, of course. How could I forget?
Where Flora?
Flora, I might have genuinely misplaced your icon. Wait, never mind. So, you come into this chamber. It's a nice round chamber. It's got six corridors leading into it. You see in the middle is a big round pool with black opaque water in it. And on the other side of the chamber you can see a statue with two open palms holding a ghastly little flame. It's kind of just burning on its own.
Can I check out the statue again?
You do that. Being careful to step around the mucus. I'm assuming you're pointing out the mucus up to everyone else too, so they're stepping in.
Yeah, while I walk over it, I'm just pointing towards it. Go, don't, this, don't step on it. It's very dirty.
Okay. Why don't you give me an investigation check while I'll ask the rest of the party what they want to do.
That's a 24.
Could be enough, maybe. I don't know.
So, what's happening, folks?
Can I also go around the mucus and investigate the statue?
I was gonna say, I'm assuming Flora is gonna come after them, but no, I didn't want to characterize you, but I would have been right anyway. Yes.
Yes, investigate with me.
You can also give an investigation check if you want.
I
But yeah,
do.
before you do, as you do that, what does the rest of the party do?
I want to kind of put myself in a more sneakily position in case something catches up to us.
You do that. You place yourself at the corridor of one of the other entrances, and you. Just give me a stealth check, please.
Aye, aye, Captain. Oh, that's pretty good actually. 21.
That's pretty good.
Very nice.
Also, I got a dirty 20 on the investigation, by the way.
Okay. So, Flora, Xiomara, what you both realize, what you both can see is that the statue depicts a beautiful, tall, elven person with one very long pointed ear and two insectoid wings on its back. However, half of its head is missing, and it has its palms open to the ceiling, and and slightly above it there's a white flickering flame floating above it.
Could I potentially touch the flame?
Are you reaching out for the flame?
Yes.
Okay, you do that. And before you do that, I'm just gonna ask Stacy what she's doing.
Stacy is just there and vibes and tries to connect with the moss again.
You got your hands on the moss. I'm assuming it's the moss growing on the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cleone is standing by the entrance, trying to scout ahead, and Goran is following Stacy. Xiomara, you put your hands into the flame, and you hear the voice in your head again, speaking to you in Sylvan again. It says, it seems my confidence in you was not misplaced, even if you have trouble placing confidence in your companions. Hello, child.
I answer in Sylvan, out loud though, not in my head. And I just go, hello, do you know exactly what this place is and what we have to do?
Child, you are standing here in the lost city of Nisivalat, erstwhile bulwark of the Winterfell, and you are coming after an intruder, or rather, something that was left by an intruder. How you got here is a mystery to me, but I've been watching you ever since you did.
Hey, thank
By the way,
you for
Flora,
the
you
information.
see Xiomara puts their hand into the flame, and as they do, they kind of start to flicker themselves, and you can see a small patch of gray skin just kind of showing up on their face, and one of their eyes starts to flicker as its icy blue iris turns to black and back to normal and then back to black. And you realize there may be some kind of magic fuckery going on here. Also, you're surprised to hear Sylvan this far from home.
Yeah. Can I try pulling them away from it?
Sure. What are you doing? Exactly.
Just like trying to pull them away from it, and speak to them in Sylvan. I don't think this is a best idea. It's affecting you in a way I do not think is good. You might want to remove your hand quickly.
Okay, there's no shoving going on. You just hear Flora say this, Yamada, and there's like no malice in it. They're not trying to shove you in any direction. What do you do?
I still have my hands on the flame, but I now look at them and I go, why? I'm having one of the most beautiful conversations I've had all day, and I think it could actually help us.
The entity in your head says, "Tell her to put her hand in the flame, and she will understand."
I will do that. I try to smile very reassuringly and come off as very friendly and trustworthy. And I say, if you would just do as I do and touch it as well, I think you might see how forthcoming this this person actually is.
You feel a strong urge in the back of your mind, Flora, but you're not sure where it's coming from, and you're not sure you appreciate it. Also, you see the face of Yamada in front of you. Their eyes have turned completely pitch black.
Okay.
Also, they got fangs now for some reason.
Nothing good comes from these kinds of people, especially those with black eyes. Your eyes are changing, and then they're becoming black. It's not as good as you think it is. Trust me.
Yamada, give me an insight check, please.
Good insight.
I'm just rolling so high today.
Truly, the dice are here.
It's an 18.
You have no idea what Flora means by these kinds of people, but you do realize that your disguise self spell seems to be faltering while you have your hand in the flame.
I now look incredibly pissed off, but I look at the statue and I like pull my hands away, and I shake my hands a little bit, try to calm myself down, and I look back to my companion and I go, "Thank you. You're right. We do not know what could possibly have happened. Should we inform our other teammates of this thing?"
They are not yet intertwined in this mess. I do not think it wise to intertwine them unless necessary.
Alright, I will keep this with you then. And I turn around and I just step back from the statue.
Seti, you've been watching all of this, and I need you to give me an insight check also.
But we have been speaking in Sylvan the whole time, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have. Seti? Are you there?
I'm here, yes.
Are you giving me the insight check?
I will. There it is.
That is. You watch these two people, you watch these two elves approach the statue, which is kind of freaking you out. They start speaking absolute gibberish with each other. You see one of them actually puts their hand into the flame, which doesn't seem to harm or burn them at all. And then they start to flicker like they're glitching. Well, Seti doesn't know what glitching is, but you do. And they seem to have a disagreement about something, but Flora seems to be talking into a completely different direction. A direction that Siomara doesn't even realize. And then as the latter turns to normal, the two of them come back to the main group. You now know that there's something weird about Flora. There's something even weirder about Xiomara. And that statue... Don't fucking come near that statue. And we go back to Stacy, who is communing with the moss. Please give me an insight. Please give me a nature check again at advantage.
Okay, let's see. First roll. Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Second one. Okay, we stay with the 19.
Indeed. With a 19, you finally hear the moss give you some kind of feedback. And as you put your hand in the moss, it actually feels like it's gripping back. But it's not a completely uncomfortable sensation, as you realize the moss is growing on top of the goop and absorbing it and using it to grow. And something in the back of your head draws your attention over to the statue that your two companions are standing next to.
Fascinating. The moss needs the goo.
And Goran says, "Well, I'll be. This place is getting worse every single minute." Azizi, what are you doing?
Scowling at the moss, mainly. No, nobody sees this, but it's very important for him that he's scowling at the moss and the goop. He doesn't take it too much time doing that though, because he already wanted to head into the direction of, where the goop is coming from. So following Cleani, because that's where the goal is at, and we have good reason to be going in that direction.
Okay. And you hear Cleani call out to Seti. Seti? Come on now, where are you?
And I emerge from the shadows.
You're just peering right in front of them.
Yep.
And there you are. And unless one of you wants to do something, we are moving right on to the next room.
Yeah,
Daisy turns back to Sandy and Flora and says, "You were at the statue. What was it like? It's kind of creepy."
Well, it was interesting. Do not touch the flame, honestly. It's, yeah, very, very boring. It looks pretty.
Who would touch a flame anyway?
Yeah, I don't know who would ever touch a flame.
Seti goes to
Xiomara,
the
do you
flame.
want to give me another deception check, please?
You fucking liar.
You keep trying to girl boss gaslight gatekeep your way out of this, and I won't let you. Stacy, please give me an insight check.
Okay. Ooh, almost another one.
Oh my god.
That would have been very funny.
It would be.
There's something weird about Xiomara. You don't know why they would lie about something so weird and random.
It's embarrassing,
They're lying,
okay?
Anyway, you kind of trust them more now because you know they have first-hand experience with the statue. Because they literally put their first hand in there. Goran is moving on to their partner, who is standing at the entrance to the corridor. The
I would
three of
also
you
just-
are free to follow them, or go back to the statue, or whatever have you.
I will just follow them. I don't want to touch the statue again. That was enough. But I will probably
I
try
look
to
at-
not,
I'm
to
just
not be the last
Flora
person.
does.
Can I talk to Stacy
first Flora-
for a bit?
Yes.
I'm
As
just
Xiomara
gonna,
leaves, you turn to Stacy.
I'm going to speak to her in Elvish.
Yes.
It's best to avoid the statue, though I think it might have a connection similar to Javier.
Daisy gasps. Okay. I will not touch it.
Very good. Before you leave, Flora, why don't you give me a perception check?
Okay. Perception. 15.
You realize that the slime trail, on top of which the moss is growing, it's like the creature tried to stay as far away from the light of the statue as possible.
Boy.
So, and with that, you move yourself onto this
Oh.
this
God.
fun tunnel.
Uh-oh.
Tunnel, call it.
see a
You don't
puddle
see
already.
anything right now. Hang on. I said you don't see anything. One moment.
I
see
may
the
have
puzzle
perceived
already.
something,
I am
perhaps.
blind.
No, you don't see anything.
Ah!
Ah, good. Let's
Yeah.
charge on.
Does anyone else see that void over there in the middle of the room?
Nah, you imagine it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, a very good observation. You do see a void in front of you. The slime trail leads through a narrow corridor with columns in it. Between the columns, there are like little plaques that have inscriptions on it that you can't read, Seti, because they're in Sylvan.
Aw.
And somewhere in the room in front of you, there's just what appears to be a black wall of nothingness. So, what are you doing, guys?
Well, you said the plaques were in Sylvan. I'm gonna,
Yeah.
read them.
So you go inspect one of the plaques. What's the rest of the party doing?
I think I would inspect another one of those. Just not the same as Flora.
You go onto the opposite side between between two of the columns. Seti, what are you doing?
I was thinking of lighting the spectral torch and using it to lighten up the letters of the language I cannot read.
Are you standing with Flora or with Sandra?
With Sandy.
You're standing with Sandy. Stacy, what are you doing?
I stay with Seti and Sandy because we are now the S team.
We really got
Team.
Stacy, Seti, and Sandy, don't we? And Azizi,
We are just cool.
you see the rest of your party being immediately gripped by the strong desire to look at these fucking plaques for some reason.
Weirdos.
Meanwhile, Cleone is kind of staying back, looking with the arms crossed, looking concerned at the void ahead.
Yeah, the void is also drawing my attention, I think. Can I, peer into the void and try to, pierce the void a little bit?
Are you coming closer?
No! Well, would I, though?
Maybe.
I do not know. I don't think so. I think he's a bit too cautious after what has happened since he's fallen down here. No, he would just
Okay.
try to look real hard. Real hard.
Investigation or Arcana?
Oh, you're giving me the chance to roll Arcana? Well, okay, it's actually the same for me, so it doesn't matter. It's literally the same modifier, okay. We'll do that. I'm going to take a good long time to do that.
Take a very good look at the void.
I roll a 17
With a 17.
in total.
That's magical darkness. It's not being created by any natural kind of shadow. Somebody is actively trying to obscure something there.
I
Which means
definitely,
You're
yeah.
not alone here.
Yeah, I let my compatriots know about that. Immediately, I turn to probably, Leani is the closest to me. I don't want to, yell, but we're all pretty close.
You turn to Cleone and let them know about the magical darkness ahead. And they say, I figured as much. I just wasn't sure. Is the sewer squish creating it? Or are we dealing with something else entirely? Meanwhile, we cut to Flora over, who's not hearing any of it. In fact, she expressly ignored the weird blackout void in front of them and is looking at the plaque. What you can see is it's names. It's a bunch of names.
Do I recognize any of the names?
Give me a history check.
History check, baby.
A dirty 20.
Ooh.
You know the current queen of the Winter Fae court? She's like from a very ancient house of Fae. You recognize her house name in there, but it's spelled different. For some reason. You also see a bunch of other very common Winter Fae names engraved in there. Are you satisfied? Is that what you want?
How do you feel?
How do you feel?
I got information. I'm happy.
Very good. And Goran says, "This is Elvish script. I can't read it.
It's so
That looks to be a dog with 3 legs, and I think this is like a grave of a dog. What do you think?"
Oh, Goran is so cute.
It's clearly a yoga pose, Goran.
What's yoga?
Oh no, we have to do sport.
Meanwhile, Xiomara, why didn't you give me an investigation check?
Of course.
Slay.
You find much of the same thing as Flora did. Find out its names, that they seem to be associated with some kind of noble house of some faraway plane of existence, maybe. Kind of weird why they would be here then, so you're wondering whether the place you're walking in is still in the material plane or not.
Oh.
You do realize though that the way these are all like spelled, they have like little symbols next to them that denote that they died at some point and what kind of years that they died in.
So we're like in a graveyard almost.
You're
Very interesting.
what appears to be a catacomb.
Oh, slave!
Does Sandy say that, or do you, the player, say
No,
that?
I just said it. I just said it to Claire. But I turn around to my teammates and I just look at them and say, "Oh, I think we are surrounded by dead people, quite literally."
Can you see them?
Sadly not. But these are graves, so I would assume catacombs of some sort. If
Do you
that is
think-
of importance to you.
Cleani closes their eyes for a second, and then they very ponderously say, "Not good. I don't trust corpses I didn't make myself." And
you-
they say, "Azizi found something disturbing. I hope it's not the dead around us, but somebody is casting a mighty darkness spell in front of us."
But do you think the corpses are in the columns, or are they like in the niches between the columns?
The corpses are in the walls.
I think in the niches between the columns.
Hmm.
At least I would.
And
As a
Cleani
bad
looks at
person.
all of you and says, I don't know how this is relevant at all." Goran goes to pull at one of the plaques, and they pull really, really hard.
Oh.
And sure enough, with a plump and
Above
a
and
long
reason.
tray comes out, and you can see that it is filled with ash.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Thank you, Goran.
can I?
It's like a long drawer with centuries upon centuries of ash in it. And you can see that actually bits of burnt bone too.
Ooh, can I take some of the ash? Just
Can
Just
we
like
not
keepsake.
desecrate the dead?
I mean, I don't think it will bother them.
Okay, at this point, I would like everyone to make an intelligence saving throw, please.
Oh, how do I do that?
No.
Oh god.
I saw the one again, but it missed. Phew.
I just rolled d20 plus my saving throw modifier, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
thank
got-
you.
I
That's a
got,
19.
I got an at 20 plus 2.
Oh no!
So 22.
Seti.
Oh, sorry.
Can't help it.
Okay, what do we have here? We have an 18, a 15, a 19, another 19, a 14 for Tliani, a 2 for Goran, and
No, 2 for Seti.
sorry, a 2 for Sassetti, and Goran didn't even try to save. They were too busy looking at the skull.
Oh no! Don't do that.
As the magic dispels on its own, and you made enough of a ruckus discussing desecrating the dead that whatever was casting the darkness noticed you, and they, in one move, not just dispel the darkness, but also cast kind of like a mind whip kind of spell. It's a lot weaker than the actual mind whip, though, and so you all are paralyzed for one turn. You're
So-
surprised anyway, because I'm going to need all of you to roll initiative.
So I didn't
Dang
pass.
it.
I did roll a 22.
Does my defense against psychic damage help me at all in this situation?
No.
No!
So
Arr.
Also,
Before-
initiative was. Wait. Plus 1. Okay,
Initiative
thank you.
was just dexterity.
Yes.
Before we
That's
start the
the
fight, I would love to go to the toilet again.
okay,
Go piss, girl.
I got a dirty 20.
Please, by all means, go take a bio break, and I'm going to add every single initiative manually. So,
Nice. No rush. Nah.
Oh no, we will.
Squid is for kill.
I think we can beat the squid because I got the gift from the dragon.
Oh, we sure did. Okay,
Yeah,
are we all...
except they're not weak to cold damage, they're weak to fire.
Okay, quick question. Is any one of you currently holding up the spectral torch?
I am.
Seti is.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Then I also need to add who is paralyzed for 1 turn, which would be Goran. You get this icon.
So we
Seti,
all
you
got
also get
paralyzed.
Only those who didn't make the check, which had a DC of 15.
So I didn't get paralyzed because
Aw.
I got a 22.
22, you're not paralyzed.
Oh,
let
I
me
made
see.
it just.
Okay. Need to find. I need to look. I need to scroll up and chat and see who didn't make it.
Yeah, I didn't
Okay,
make it.
I'm finding it.
I said it. Sorry.
I
I
rolled a
didn't type
19 for that.
my initiative, so.
Intelligence. 18, 15, 19.
19.
Did Clearly make it? I think so. Hang on. I don't think I rolled. Yeah, I did roll, and they didn't make it, even though they have proficiency with those. Stupid.
You dumb idiot.
Why am I giving you 16 intelligence if you do this to me, huh?
That's
Disrespectful.
what goes on in my mind all the time as well.
Anyway, Calix, nice that you're talking to me because you're first.
Yep,
What
there
do
you
do?
go.
Okay, good. I'm first. I mean, obviously now I'm seeing these little fuckers.
I'm just going to
And-
describe to you what you are seeing for a moment.
Yes, thank you.
You come from the upper city. You've seen clerics before. You know all of the crooked man wears these very long, plain maroon kind of robes. You see 4 figures, a gnome, 2 elves, and a human, just kind of standing slumped. And between their feet are these little slimy eel-like things, and they're just kind of slithering around, and they're hissing and looking at you and making weird noises. You can also see there's one standing in the back, a tall human woman, clad in half-plate armor with a warhammer and a shield, and she's just looking at you with dead eyes and growling.
Great. Oh, great. That is so not good. Okay. Okay, I want to step up a little bit from behind the pillar that I'm at, just
Like
so I have
here?
a clean. Yes, right there. Wait, I need to measure something.
Yeah.
Okay, I know this can work. Can I step behind Stacy?
Yeah.
Yes. And then I would love to cast Firebolt at. Wait, I need to plan view. At this, like the first weird eel thing on the bottom.
This one?
No, the one between the two. Yes, that one.
This one.
Yes.
Please give me the attack roll. So that is a 14 to hit. Let me just see. Hang on. I have it in a moment. Oh, I don't have it open actually. One moment. I'm so well prepared. Can you tell?
Oh, do not
Don't
worry.
worry, you're the best.
Wish.
I need to turn on the combat music. Sorry.
Oh yes, indeed. I mean, we're just kind of chilling, squashing some squishes.
Or
Okay,
squishing
Sue is
some
squishing.
squashes.
Squashing some squishes.
How about that? I haven't actually written down an AC for this one. 14 hits.
Yes, okay. Let me roll my little. Oh. Oh, yes.
Okay, you deal 20 damage. You deal 10 damage.
Yes, I deal
Um,
10 damage.
Actually, no, you deal 20 damage.
Oh, it's. Oh, very nice.
And with a blaze, you see one of the sewer squishes go up in flames as the other two start screeching loudly, and you actually get kind of a headache from it. There's no mechanical consequence for you, but something is telepathically telling you, what the fuck, dude? That was my brother. Something like that.
Bummer.
You can see
How sad.
the lifeless clerics schmucks are just kind of flinching at this, and one of them starts to groan. "Ugh." And yeah, that's your turn. Clearly, on their turn, is paralyzed. You fucker. Flora, it's your turn.
Okay. Sorry. Chip might be broken. Doesn't seem to be working for some reason. Sorry. I don't
That's
know
all
what's
right.
going. Okay. Can I climb on top of the pillars?
These are
Let me
columns.
go.
They actually meet at the top of the chamber, and giving it a kind of half circle shape.
Okay. Can I get back into like the furthest corner of the room?
Yeah, you can get to the entrance.
Okay. And then I'm going to hit the furthest enemy from me as I can.
The cleric
Which, yeah.
is 100 feet from you, which is in
Cleric
range.
or the squish.
Okay. Which one?
The squish.
Squish.
And
Okay.
I'm going to use one of my explosive arrows.
Before you do, can you please tell me what the radius on the explosive arrows is?
15 feet.
Good. Go ahead, give me the roll.
Okay. So 19 to hit.
You hit the squish. Before you do, wait, yeah, no, roll me the damage, please.
Okay. I just need to check what the addition of damage is for the. I think. Let me find my D8. Right. That's an 8 plus 5.
That's up to
So
13.
yeah. And then
Oh.
there's the dex save of. Then for the explosive arrow, explodes in 50 feet. Creatures caught inside must make a DC 16 dex save or take 2d10 fire damage.
Very good. First of all, you immediately murderize the squishling. With a screech, same as before, it goes up in flames. You hear the feedback, the mental, the psychic feedback in your mind as it goes up in flames, and a small explosion comes out from it. And I'm just going to roll a d20 for everyone who's caught within it, which is one schmuck and the cleric. They rolled a 3, which means the cleric and the schmuck both take 1d10 damage.
Ooh. Suck it, losers.
I think everyone is in it. Because everyone's in 15 feet of the squish.
Okay, then no one makes the save anyway. Wait, I have to roll separately for the cleric because their stats are different. Let's see here. It says here the dex is -1.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh,
They
that's a
actually
good
make it.
roll.
No, they don't make it. Because it was
Yeah.
16. Okay, what was the damage on the explosion?
2d10. 5.
2d10.
2d10 fire damage.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I'm gonna roll that real quick. Makes 10 damage. Each of them takes 10 damage. The squishlings each take 20 damage, which means you've destroyed the last squishling as well. All three of them are now dead, and the schmucks in the robes are looking in very bad shape. They're just kind of trying to very limply pat off the fires on their robes.
Right.
The cleric, which is now down to 33 HP, is scowling at you. You can see her. She's got like wet, slimy black hair, kind of matted to her face, just kind of dead eyes staring at you. But she does not look happy. Okay, is that your turn?
Yep.
Yep. It is now the cleric's turn, and she's going to raise her hammer and scream, "For the crooked man, you shall sacrilege this sacred place no further." And they're going to first cast Healing Word on themselves, which is... Welcome back, Chip.
Hey.
Oh, now Chip is working.
There he is.
Do the
They
extra
just
score.
needed 5 minutes to rest.
Go
Oh,
fish.
fair enough.
We cannot overwork our little forge.
True.
Pulling themselves back up, you can see the fires immediately going out, and some of the burn wounds on their face healing themselves. And then they're going to cast Bane on you, Xiomara, Stacy, and Azizi.
Bane.
Please give me charisma saving throws.
Aww. Are you kidding?
No, why charisma
going to-
Why
saving?
charisma save? That's
Also
a great
going to
question.
step up a
This
bit.
is so punishable for
Oh,
me.
okay.
Okay, no, I think
Surprisingly.
very well.
Danny, can you write in chat what you rolled?
Oh, you want me to roll a charisma saving as well?
Yeah, I think I said Flora, Xiomara, Azizi, and Stacy.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
So the DC was 15, which means
Woo!
Xiomara and Azizi and Stacy, you make it. Cool. However, you have Bane on you.
You mean
Mean.
Flora? Not Stacy.
No, Stacy is Bane. You made the check, Flora.
Yeah, you said Stacy instead of Flora.
Okay. Anyway, yeah.
What is Bane?
Mhm. Bane. Let me look it up.
Is a
Up to,
Batman villain, actually?
The cleric forces up to 4 targets to make a charisma save. If they fail, they detract 1d4 from all of their rolls for the next 10 turns. That is all of their d20 rolls.
Bane is kind of pain.
Bane
Yeah.
kind of nasty.
Bane's kind of a pain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
and I cannot really activate Bane in D&D Beyond. Brrr. That's bullshit.
Just something to remember.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
manual.
I will remind you the next time you try to make a d20 roll. Okay,
Bane.
it is Goran's turn. Goran is paralyzed. It is now the Schmuck's turn.
Oh no.
And the Schmuck is how far away from all of you?
Long distance.
So hopefully not
A long-ish distance. There's gonna step up a bit. And one of them is going to throw a rock at you, Azizi.
Rude. Kind of rude, by the way.
That's the one who throws wrenches.
Well, yeah, but I haven't yet. They don't know that.
Does an 18 hit you?
Oh, an 18 hits. Yes, it does. I also don't think I have anything against a rock. Don't have rock resistance too.
A rock hits you in the head and does two bludgeoning damage.
Rude.
You realize it's not a rock; it's a kind of egg.
It's an egg.
It's like
Wow.
a kind of
What,
it's
you
like a kind of
egg?
fish egg. It's like a bit of
Oh,
fish
yeah.
spawn, but it's really big and it's kind of hard and really hurts when it hits your head.
Damn. Didn't expect that would happen to me today.
The other schmuck is also going to step up and going to throw a rock at Goran.
Is it a rock or is it an egg?
Going to roll at advantage, roll a 21, which I think hits Goran, just so. Sure does. And it's also going to make a bit more damage. Also dealing 2 bludgeoning damage.
We know
Oh.
rocks 2 damage. That's what they do.
2 rocks, 2 damage. That's what they say.
Mm.
Goran is still paralyzed. They're not moving. You just kind of see the egg hit their head, just ricochet off their head, and they look kind of annoyed at it, but they don't really say anything. Schmuck the third is going to throw a rock at you, Stacy. Does a 12 hit?
No. I have armor class 14.
The rock goes past your head and lands somewhere behind you in the tunnel.
It lands on Sandy.
Sandy, the rock flies past Stacy. By the time it reaches you, it's kind of lost all of its momentum, so it just kind of lands on your shoe.
I look down very offended at the rock at my shoe.
And the final schmuck will do exactly the same thing. Stacy.
Not very creative.
Does a
these
14 hit?
rocks.
14, yes, because I have AC 14.
Which means you take 3 bludgeoning damage.
Wow, rude.
This rock is more damaging for some reason.
True.
It's a big rock.
It's a bigger
Well,
rock.
It doesn't only damage
It's a boulder-sized
physically, but
rock.
also
I
emotionally.
bet it's because I'm so small. That's why it does more damage to me.
Yeah.
That
What
makes
sort of
sense.
a rock is for you a boulder-sized rock?
So, speaking of you, Stacy, it's your turn.
Okay, let's see what I can do. Okay. I try my luck and cast Guiding Bolt on the priest.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wow, okay, I think it will not hit because it will get -4, right? So it would be an 8.
Oof.
Hang on. No, you get -1d4.
So you
yes,
roll.
-1d4.
Let me just
Okay,
roll that
wait.
real quick. Your 12 gets reduced down to a 10.
Mm.
Let me just see. That does not hit, unfortunately. You
Rude.
can see Stacy looking kind of annoyed being hit with a rock, and she stretches out her hands, and a light wisp of flame, white wisp of flame comes from her hand and shoots directly at the cleric, who kind of sidesteps it. And they're growling at you now, and she's growling at you now, Stacy.
This is
So.
all I do, yeah.
Zizi, it's your turn.
Yes, they're all too far away and I don't want to get closer. But what I can do, I have a buff spell that is a cantrip that I have. I can cast resistance on somebody. That is, you touch a willing creature once before the spell ends. The target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to one saving throw of its choice. I feel like that could be helpful, especially if that fucker casts Bane again, you know. It can roll the die before or after making the saving throw. The spell then ends, and I can... Who can I touch? Who's nearby? I mean, I could touch anybody. I think I'll touch Sassetti, because why not? Get
You walk
touched.
up to Sassetti, who's still paralyzed, giving you an expression of dull shock as you touch him. I don't know where. and you cast resistance on him.
Oh,
Yes.
consent.
It's questionable. consent.
Meaning, the next time you do a saving throw, you have 1 plus 1d4, right?
Yes. Correct. That's for you.
I'm sure Sassetti would say thank you if he could.
I see it in his
I'm
eyes.
still
It's okay.
paralyzed.
Yeah.
My eyes are grateful.
Okay, meaning your last your turn gets skipped. You're no longer paralyzed,
Hey.
Woo!
and we enter the next round. So, Xiomara, it is once again your turn.
Yay! I will, because nothing else has this range, once again cast Firebolt.
Firebolt,
And,
firebolt.
Yay! At the cleric, because she is so annoying.
Real.
Yes, so real. Wait. Does a 16 hit?
A 16 does hit.
Oh,
Get
yes.
her.
Yes.
Get her ass.
Slay. That's 8 fire damage.
You deal 8 fire damage. She's looking a little bit rougher now. Like all the fire she's just so carefully put out are back and running again.
And
hang
for
on.
good measure, I just scowl at her. Really, really, like, annoyed.
We are on the side of the righteous. His judgment will find you soon. As they clench their hammer a little bit tighter. So,
You know?
Cleone, you bastard, why didn't you make yourself useful?
Real.
Real.
And true.
And true.
Base.
And true.
Slay.
So let me
almost.
just see about that distance.
It's a long distance.
Easy
so-
beans.
Okay.
First of all, they're gonna use the bonus action to cunning action dash, and they're gonna come
Whoa.
right up to the shrine.
So-
And then they're going to take out their very nasty looking short sword and do an attack on the schmuck in front of them, which is going to be a 17.
Yeah.
And they immediately obliterate the schmuck in front of them. He does not give any resistance. He is reduced to 2 halves of what used to be a cleric, standing in front of them. As Cleone just kind of stands there confidently on their tail and smirks back at you, Sassetti. Your turn. It's not his turn, though. It is.
So
Your
I'm
turn,
gonna
not really.
fire a regular arrow at the clerk.
Yep.
Do-do-do. Does a 22 hit?
Yes.
Okay. And that's 9 damage.
9.
9 honest damage. You see they try to bring up the shield on time, but your arrow is too quick as it lodges itself in her shoulder. And she once again says, "My pain will exalt me. You will pay." Pay you will, as it is now the cleric's turn, unless you want to do something.
I don't really want to use my last spell. I don't think I can even use my. No, can't. Yeah, I can't really
Don't worry
use
about it.
my spells. Yeah. Like I
Okay.
don't want to use my spells, so yeah.
That's fine.
I'll
Good.
Wait, is there like the thing where you can like prepare yourself for like an attack?
That is called brace, and that costs an action.
Oh, okay. Then I can't do anything.
That's fine. I mean, this is not the main encounter of this evening, clearly. So, Goran waking up from a stupor, feeling kind of stupid. Of course, they're not very smart.
Aww.
They are going to. Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Wait, I thought the clerk was next.
True, the cleric is next. I got so hung up on what you were trying to do that I thought, a turn has passed. Anyway, it's the cleric's turn. Thank you for pointing that out. Da-ba-ba-ba. They're once again gonna healing word on themselves. Meaning
Cheating.
that's
They're so selfish.
2d4 plus 5. Gonna heal 11 points of damage. Step forward up to Cleani and hit them once with their hammer. Flori can actually see it is a very nasty spiked hammer, and it is clearly made out of iron.
Oh, frick.
Black iron. So that is a +5 to hit. With a 24, they will definitely hit Cleani. Hang on. Yup. And they are then going to do... 9 bludgeoning damage on Cleani. Cleani is not really used to getting hit, so you just kind of see them stagger a little bit, but quickly regain their composure. So that brings them down to this amount. Okay. Now it's Goran's turn though, as Goran comes out of the shadows and picks up a rock that was just thrown and hurls it over to one of the schmucks. Let's see here that is going to be a strength attack, which is +3. 21 will hit. And deal 1d4 damage. I'm just going to add their strength modifier to that too. Hang on, which is a 3. With 6 damage, the stone hits the cleric, the schmuck Claire square in the face, and they look in extremely bad shape all of a sudden. So, schmuck number 1 is going to strike at Cleani. And missing. Schmuck number 2 was going to do the same thing. And will hit. Dealing a total of 6 damage. And schmuck number 3 is actually going to try to retreat. Meaning Cleani is going to get a attack of opportunity. Which is a... I'm not going to roll for both weapons because I think as soon as they strike him with their main weapon, they're going to be dead. So, +8 to hit, yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Cleani sees the schmuck trying to get away, quickly brings down their the short sword on him, and what can I say? He's fucking dead. He's a pile of gore on the floor. Bringing us up to Stacy.
Okay, I try to guiding bolt the cleric again because it's not possible they live.
Okay, please give me the spell attack minus 1d4.
Oh, whoa, everything at once. What the frick? Okay, so the 22 gets reduced with the D4.
I mean,
That's
it's
the
gonna hit
one.
anyway because, yeah. It hits, and you're gonna do 16 radiant damage.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, this means that the next attack on the cleric will have advantage.
Yeah, that's also true.
Your next attack or any next attack?
Any next attack made against the cleric.
Okay.
Because
Zizi,
they
you
are
know
now
what to
affected
do.
I know,
with guiding bolt.
what to do.
And they're looking clearly roughed up now as they are looking up at Cleani and says, "Crooked man, give me strength." And something strange happens to them as they're now surrounded by a weird teal aura.
Oh no.
Okay, it's easy. It's your turn.
Yeah, Lee, run away!
Okay, very strange. No idea what that means. I mean, I know what my turn means, but what happens to the cleric is what I don't know. I have two options, and I'm weighing them in my head, but I think I'll go with the simpler option, even though it's a bit more risky. I want to go 30 feet closer, so that I'm in a 30 feet range of the cleric. Wait, can I do both, or is walking? Yeah, walking is a separate thing, right?
Yeah, movement is a separate thing.
Good, that's good. So that means I can chuck my wrench. Chuck that wrench. Chuck that wrench.
Please roll your chuck.
I'm gonna try to roll my chuck, which is it's hit DC. It's D20 plus its hit DC. Think or is it plus something else? I forget. You always have to
the
tell me.
range for you is dexterity plus proficiency.
Okay.
So it's d20 plus, what's your modifier for dexterity?
1, just plus 1.
So you roll d20 plus 3.
Thank you. That's why do I have the worst rolls? But don't I have advantage on attack rolls against this guy because of
You
what
do,
happened
so
previously?
please roll again.
God, please, for the love of God, okay? 12. Okay, but I think that does it for that guy, right?
No.
No? Oh, because he
Aw.
changed, right?
No. Her armor class has always been 14. So with a 12, you chuck the wrench, it hits her, but it kind of clings off of her breastplate. And she looks at you, does a double take and says, "Oh, time for me to taste to taste Githyanki blood once again. I would recognize that smell anywhere." And your wrench safely comes back to you. All right. Tenchi is trying to tell us that that roll was bullshit. And it says D. And is there anything else you want to do on your turn, Loki? Okay. You're thinking? Thinking D. Tenchi knows that today isn't Azizi's wrench day. I don't think I have anything else I can do. Lamau. Okay, that's quite alright. You're fighting in an aerospace. You're not quite sure where you are, and that person just called your entire shit. Which means it is now Seti's turn.
I nod towards Clean, and I can only move up 40 feet, so I think I'm not quite gonna get in range of someone melee.
You can still use dash.
Or if I was counting, if I can get within 10 feet of someone, I can use a spell.
Hang on. We're here. You can. There you go. You're now within. Oh wait,
No,
you are
10
within.
feet.
Wait, if I move you one more, which means. Yeah, totally. You are now within 10 feet of Cleone the cleric and one of the schmucks.
Then I'm gonna take one of the schmucks, open my mouth and cast poison spray on them. So they can make a DC 10 con save.
Interesting.
It's a snake thing.
Does an 11 succeed?
Then it does. Yeah, it succeeds and it does nothing. Not poison.
You watch this Etsy, he's at one of the schmucks open his mouth and cast poison spray out of his mouth, which does nothing except make everyone in the vicinity a bit goopy. You have cast your goop, Snake Man. What else do you want to do?
That's it for now.
Enchain. Xiomara.
Okay. First, I try not to laugh at Azizi not hitting something with his wrench for the second time today.
I chuck my wrench unsuccessfully only.
And I will actually step forward 20 feet.
Yeah.
Not even really because I need to do it, just because I want to. And then I will cast Firebolt again on the cleric.
And he no longer has my back.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The team is dissolving.
Yeah, slowly but surely.
Dissolving.
Dissolving, yes.
What is a 12? That does not hit.
12 does not hit.
Well,
Very sad. That's because I stepped away from Stacy. Because the S team left.
mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna do.
Cool. Cleone is going to look back at you, Saseti, and you, Azizi, and just kind of rumple their forehead, which would have more of an effect if they actually did have folds in there, but they're a snack, so they don't. And they're just gonna stretch their neck from side to side for a moment, and then pull out both the short sword and their dagger in their offhand, and they're gonna attack with both. The cleric in front of them. First is going to be 20, which will hit.
Damn.
Slay.
Okay. Dealing 7 slashing damage. I'm just not going to roll if they get poisoned. I'm just going to say that they do get poisoned.
Get poisoned!
With a bonus action, they're going to use Little Fang in their offhand, which is going to be a +6 to hit. 18 will hit. And
Cleone is so cool.
there was supposed to be the boss encounter at the start of the session, and then you just didn't fight them.
Thank God, this doesn't look like we could have won this.
They bring down their sword. They bring down their short sword. The cleric tries to bring up her shield. The short sword goes straight through the shield, and hits them in the side. And she lets out a loud shrieking howl. And as they kind of turn to grab their side, Cleone brings up their dagger and puts it through their throat, killing them instantly. And then Cleone kind of pushes off the disgusting corpse off of their knives, wipes the swords on their sleeves, and says, "Well then, Saseti, the rest is chance work. The rest is chance play. Don't let me down now." Danny, it's your turn. I mean, Flora.
Okay, I'm gonna move behind Stacy,
Yeah, someone has my bag.
and I'm going to hit the smuck
Hit the schmuck.
With,
Give me the roll.
with a regular arrow. Does a 17 hit?
Oh,
Yes.
sure.
Oh, 8. Okay. So that's 13 damage.
The arrow actually goes straight through, and the schmuck just regards you kind of with an empty gaze, and then drops to the ground like a sack of potatoes. You've killed him.
They
Yay.
have a family.
Woo!
Who cares? They were mean to me. Fuck 'em.
Let's go.
Or very good at killing things.
Okay. Is anything else you want to do on your turn?
No, that's all I can really do.
Are we the baddies?
It is now Goran's turn. Goran is going to hang on there.
Hang on, mate.
Hold on.
Gonna use the full. Wait, they're a dwarf. They only have 25 feet of movement.
Aww.
No.
Short legs.
Gonna use the full movement to come up to you, Azizi, and hurl another rock at the remaining schmuck.
Rock.
It's gonna be a +5, I think. 14 will hit.
Slay.
Dealing. Let's see what happens.
5.
Damage. Yep. The schmuck takes another rock straight to the face, and they once again look very baffled, and they look like it's not gonna take a lot to down them now. That's going to be Goran's turn.
Slay.
Bring us up to the schmuck who
Poor thing.
Actually is going to use his action to activate the squishling as he falls to the ground limp, and with a squelching sound out of his chest bursts another squishling.
Ah.
Gross.
Well,
God damn it.
and he is
Very
and,
alien.
Yep. He's now replaced with the squishling. Let me just roll initiative on that one. Bip, 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 bip. 7. Cool. Very nice. Good for you.
Nice.
And they're gonna go next round. So, Seti, it's your turn.
There's still something left to beat. So I'm
Yes,
gonna beat it.
Squishling. We
Please
get him.
do.
I run towards Squidling, take my dagger, and try to shank it.
Yep, give me the attack roll.
Shank it, shank it.
12.
12 will hit.
Oh,
Roll the damage.
I can finally participate. That's 6 damage.
I feel
You pierce it real good, but it's not quite dead yet.
But then as a bonus
It's kind of
action,
look at
I
you.
can...
It's. Oh wait, yeah.
I was to say, as a bonus action, I can still hit it with an unarmed strike.
Roll.
17.
wow.
Will definitely hit.
That
How do you
does
end this?
6 damage. So while it looks at me, I just basically grab it with my fist and squeeze it to death.
Absolutely disgusting. Thank you.
Yep.
And combat drops as you've defeated the ambush in the tunnel.
Yay.
Let's go, team.
Good job, gamers.
We did so
I
well.
helped.
I didn't do
Game.
shit.
And
No, you
Fleone takes your hand, Seti, and kind of clears off the goop off of it, and they look you in the eyes and say, "Ah, I see the Matriarch's confidence wasn't entirely misplaced." and they just kind of pat you on the head.
Aw.
And they turn to the rest of you and say, to you specifically, Azizi. Well, you see now what I was talking about with the minions. And they kind of point down at the decimated cleric in front of them.
Azizi is still a little bit shaken from being called out of the blue like that. That hasn't happened in a bit. But I don't think he's gonna confide in anybody about that. I was like considering having him ask, but no, he wouldn't. There's not that much trust there yet. So he just kind of nods, like, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, by the way, everyone heard the cleric refer to Azizi as a Githyanki. However, Cleania has no intention of doing anything about it, and Goran is just kind of patting your shoulder. I'm assuming Zizi will jump at this, but going.
Definitely not. Doesn't either see that coming nor appreciates it very much. But I think it's a cute gesture.
And he just kind of shrinks away from Goran.
Um,
And Cleania says, "We rest up a bit now. See if these have any supplies on them, and then I think the only way is forward."
I'm not sure if Flora knows what a Yankee is.
What a Yankee is?
Yeah.
a Githyanki.
Well, I don't think she
Nice
knows what a Githyanki is either. But you can roll me a history check if she wants.
Sure.
Can I also roll a history or something to remember what kind of history the snakes and the Githyanki have?
Sure.
5. I ain't
Oh,
remembering shit.
you do not know.
History. Where? So I got a 17.
With a 17, you remember from your classes on the Planescape that, long time ago, there was, a species of sapient mind people, sapient squid people who thought to enslave the universe. And they started with, a small people of interplanar, creatures called the Gith. And they enslaved them, they bred them to be especially, recipient towards, Psychonics? What's it called? Psionics. And later they rebelled and they split into two people. One, the peaceful Githzerai, who live in the plane of Limbo and fight mind flayers, and the Githyanki, who sail the astral sea, hunting unsuspecting interplanar travelers. Anything else you want to know?
I think that.
That about covers it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Makes you
Yeah,
wonder.
Makes you wonder how one just came to be in your midst, because you don't know about
True.
them frequenting the material plane that often.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so Clearly is going to start piling up all the corpses, making sure they're not in the way. They just kind of roll
So
them
thoughtful.
up so that you can identify them.
Can I go up to like the very decimated corpse of the cleric and
Yes.
search through it? And while I go past Azizi, I just very quietly say, "Don't worry. I bet next time your winch is gonna hit something."
He scoffs at you, and obviously, I mean, duh.
Jadoi.
Goy. And just kind of under his breath, not even like, doesn't really care if you hear it or not, says, "I'm an inventor, a fixer, not a fighter." Lots of venom in that.
Goran, oblivious to the toxicity here, says, "Well, I think you might. Well, so far I've only seen you failing at one thing, so I can't really imagine you're very good at anything." There's no malice in that either. It's just an observation, and they just kind of look at you with dull purple eyes.
Not
to
a
say
thought
this.
behind those eyes.
Are you sure you're good at anything?
I think he disregards that because he does recognize, the thoughtless eyes looking at him, and he just shrugs it off and moves forward to the rest of the party. Well, I mean, I guess we're kind of, yeah, but you know where to go.
Yeah, we make a big team huddle.
Team huddle.
Go huddling. Gorn is coming with you, Stacy.
Yeah.
Can I have Flora inspect the furthest muck away from the clerk, being very careful to stay away from their hammer?
Yep. Sure enough. You inspect the schmuck, and what you find is the same maroon robes, shabby clothes underneath. You are inspecting the elf. You can see she has tan yellow skin, longish black hair, and dull purple eyes, and you can see every single orifice is oozing the goop around you. And you can feel movement inside of her chest.
Can I stab it with my longsword?
Longsword?
My short sword, sorry.
You most certainly can. Before you do that, I'm just going to tell Sandy what they found. Sandy, you find the same kind of maroon robes, only in addition, she is also wearing half plate, the cleric. She has a big iron shield. It's kind of twisted and spiky, and it's supposed to resemble the wing of a dove. You can see this kind of bird wing motif all over the armor and the filigree, and the hammer is just a big monstrosity of wrought black iron with a nasty spike on top. You can see her face is also kind of dull, though a bit angrier than most, and there's a trickle of ooze coming out of her mouth.
Does she have money on her?
No.
Damn.
But she does
Bummer.
have a small letter tucked away in one of her pockets.
Can I read it?
Sure can.
Yes.
Please give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh god. Oh no! Wait.
Oh, good save.
You take out the letter. It seems normal enough until you realize this letter really doesn't want you to read it. It heats up suddenly, and you drop it in the right moment as you see it kind of glowing with a bright radiance. But then it subsides, and it just turns into a normal letter, and you open it safely. Of course, you kind of dropped it into the goo, and it's kind of gooey, and you got goo on your hands, you got goo everywhere, but the ink is still quite legible. It doesn't seem to have smudged from it. It's a very small, kind of neat handwriting, and it says, one moment. Hang on, where am I? Yes. It is titled From the Lady Inquisitor to Her Loyal Clerics. And it basically describes that the city governance has gone corrupt, has been infiltrated by demons and fae and devils. And they are now coming after every single cleric in the city, which means they need to go down into the into one of the city ruins and regroup so that they can plan their city takeover in the future. It also warns any cleric reading this of the creatures that may be lurking in the dark.
Stacy remembers that the other schmucks they fought had a similar note on them, and that Flora made a deal with one of the schmucks.
Stacy remembers that, but I don't think Xiomara is showing you the letter.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I'm pocketing this.
I thought it was on the ground and everyone could read it.
No, this is kind of a Siamara only thing, and if they share
Yeah.
choose to share it, they can. Clearly kind of looks at you, doesn't really see what you're doing, and says, "Find anything good?"
It's just some useless writing cleric stuff. You know, like, oh, order and rules and take care of those demons.
Inside track.
We are right. They
Okay,
are wrong. Bullshit.
Give me a deception roll, or as I like to call it, a gaslight roll.
That's an 18.
Good
Oh, that's a big
gaslighting.
gaslight.
Leonie just kind of waves you off and says, yeah, typical bullshit.
Yeah,
Very
you know
well.
how they are.
Well,
Oh,
If you do find any
Uh,
supplies, let me know.
I
With
rolled
an insight, Seti,
I,
you are
um,
impressed. Hang on.
I just rolled an insight check, and it's a
One
nat
moment. It's
20.
Seti's turn first, okay?
Okay.
Seti,
Really?
with a 4 insight, you're surprised. You don't think you've ever met anyone so upstanding and honest as Sandy.
Yeah,
Crazy,
it's
right?
refreshing actually.
I am
That
the
is
most
that's
honest
why we're
person.
the S team.
DM's note. I think Seti, your wisdom is like the second highest in the party.
Probably. Yeah. It's only 14, but yeah.
Oh, wisdom. My
Danny,
wisdom
you
is
had a nat
16.
20, didn't you?
Yes, and my insight is +3, so it's a 23.
With a critical hit, you. Of course, you realize that ever since Xiomara Sandy has joined the party, all they've been doing is lying.
On a
And
glide.
I am so normal.
Mm-hmm.
and one moment. Loki, I would appreciate if you didn't post your address in chat.
Oh, is it in the background of the thing?
Yep.
I mean, you're my friends. I don't mind.
Just remove it and post it again. It's fine.
I will crop it out.
Oh, Xiomara does
Thank
his
you.
hot chip and lie. I take the
Um,
hot chip and I lie.
Flora, you actually realize, comparing that to what happened earlier, when you kind of got a different view on Xiomara and what they might look like, and the way they interacted with the statue, and what kind of relationship they might have with the Order of the Crooked Man and the Finger Eater and those with black eyes. You realize maybe they are running from something. And they're definitely hiding something. And you're getting the feeling it's probably not a good thing. Good. With that out of the way,
Oh, I was still also
I'm gonna
stabbing.
propose that we do. Oh yeah, you stab the chest, and you hear another screech at the back of your mind as you kill the sewer squish inside of the corpse.
Okay.
And with that, I say we will do one last bio break before we head into the last part of the session.
I'm getting
Yes.
tired though.
Yes.
Yes,
I
yes,
can
yes.
Power through.
Yeah, it's like almost. It's getting pretty late for you guys. It's like almost 11.
It's
It
half
do
past
be.
10.
Yeah, that's why I said almost 11.
Power through.
So much energy drinks this evening. I'm
How
like
many?
full of caffeine, like at least 2.
Yeah.
I'm so surprised that I'm so awake.
Full of coffee and spite.
Yes, and lies.
And lies, endless amount of lies.
What is that you can't trick Flora with?
Rude.
Not yet, but someday I will get you.
For something like super innocuous.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, oh no, my favorite color is not actually purple, it's yellow.
Ah,
I
that will
actually have
change the
11
course.
fingers.
Yeah,
I
do
wonder
actually
if
eat
eventually
fingers.
I'll just get like advantage on like perception checks with you because I know you're like a chronic liar.
True.
I mean, I don't lie all the time, just like most of
Often.
it.
Just whenever, a question is brought up.
Maybe I just sound naturally like a liar. Ever thought about that?
Okay, so unless anyone still wants to go to the bathroom,
I'm
I'm
just
just
gonna
gonna
get some
go
more
ahead.
water,
Yeah.
actually.
2 minutes for
Yes.
a drinky.
Here's
Yes.
a green key.
Hey, we're back! Powering through!
So, you find yourself in a large chamber.
Mhm.
To the left of you, there's columns. To the right of you, there's columns. And everywhere on the ground, there's goop.
Very goopy.
The same smelly, viscous goop you've seen before. And in front of you, a wall of darkness.
Not again.
Ceci, are you still holding the spectral torch?
Yeah, I should be, yes.
You can see the spectral torch is actually dispelling some of the darkness in front of you, and you can see a bit. Is anyone else holding a torch?
No.
Not yet, but maybe
No,
when
not
Seti
really.
tells us that he can see something, we would all put
I'm
up
the
our
only one who can
torches.
see the things with it.
So, you're standing there, looking at the wall, and now I'm going to need. I'm going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw, Siseta.
Wisdom saving throw.
That's good for you, boy.
You have.
13.
You can. Yes.
With a 13, you hear
Ah,
a
yeah,
voice in the back of your
the
head.
resistance is not in effect, I think, anymore, because it's
Yeah,
only a
I
minute.
also remembered that. It's like, oh, actually, never mind.
It's only a
So I
minute.
stopped talking. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, anyone who you can all restore all of your HP and take a short rest. By the way,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I forgot to mention that. Oh, there you're standing, Seti, looking at the wall, and the further you look into the void, the deeper it looks back into you. You hear a voice, as if it's just in front of you, talking to you, conversationally, friendly, telling you, Seti, you've always been a failure. There's no reason for you to go on. You've already lost everything that ever meant anything to you. So why proceed? Are you doing it for them? Or are you doing it to convince yourself that maybe you're worth something?
Is the voice familiar?
Sounds like you. By the way, the rest of the party just kind of sees Seti staring, standing there staring at the void.
I take my torch and try to shine it a bit further into the void.
See the void receding.
Mm.
The voice in your head gets a little angrier. Stop fighting it. There's nothing for you here, Seti. Nothing but death. I know what you want. You want to prove that they are worth something after all. We both know that it's not the case. I know because I'm inside your head. And, well, to be honest, there's not much in here at all. Turn back. You can see Seti kind of stepping forward into the void defiantly.
I was
Who
about
else
to
wants to
wonder
do
how much in control am I at this point.
Indeed. Flora, what do you want to do?
Can I partially go behind one of the columns and shoot into the void?
Can you ping on the map where exactly you want to shoot?
Wait, sorry. There.
Right in the middle.
You shoot at it, and you hear a click. Give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh. Wow. So that's a nat 20.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Plus with my wisdom, so 23.
You hear a voice in your head that's kind of warped. You feel like it's trying to imitate you. And it's not very loud. It's not very effective. It's like an errand thought you're having, but it's telling you, wow, you're really wasting your time here, aren't you? You could be looking for someone who's important to you, and yet you're down here chasing squids. Pathetic. But oh well, I suppose I can't stop you. Your mind seems all set up. Goran is going to walk up behind Seti and says, I think we might want to turn around at this juncture. I'm not entirely sure this is the place. Xiomara, what are you going to do? You you saw Seti step up to the void, looking at it defiantly. Flora shooting an arrow in it, and then just kind of halting for a moment as her face turns kind of questioning.
I think Sandra is gonna be very, very brave. And they're going to step behind the pillar on the right side, just barely peeking out from the darkness. No, the other one. Yes, that one. And they too are going to, like, with the torch, put it on and try to see something.
Sorry.
You see the void recede a little bit more. Hang on. As you do, I'm going to need you two to make a wisdom saving throw.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Should I have added my proficiency for wisdom?
No, you succeeded.
Okay. Because I wasn't sure if I should have made it a +5 because of the proficiency.
Are you proficient in wisdom saving throws?
I believe so.
You could have added your proficiency, but I wouldn't have really done anything.
Okay.
Wait, where can you see your proficiency?
It's a little black dot next to the things, right?
The value is automatically added in.
Yeah, okay, great, perfect. Then it's 16.
16. You feel a tug at the back of your mind as it says, "My Sandra, is it now? You've spent so long hiding who you really are. And what are you doing now? You're digging the hole even deeper. Do you even know who you surround yourself with? Motherless, patricides, all of them. Look at them. They wouldn't just sell you. They would kill you and eat you. For nothing at all. And you're out here wasting your time when you could be upstairs, in the upcity. Finally finishing that old business of yours. Well, you'll be too late anyway." Stacy, what are you doing?
Good question. What am I doing? Because Stacy saw that the void diminished while the Seti holds the torch, she puts or she fetches her torch and walks to Sandy because somehow she's magically enchanted.
Okay. Anything else you're doing?
No, just holding the torch, standing near her.
Okay, while you do that, are you looking into the void at any point?
Yes, because I want to see if the void will diminish when I walk with the torch held up high towards Sandy.
Not quite. You get the feeling you might have to step closer. But if you're looking at the void, I'm going to need you to make a wisdom saving.
Wisdom save! There it is!
I wanna do the wisdom saving throw.
I mean,
Imagine we just all, besides Flora, failed this.
Oh yes!
Oh
Nope,
yeah!
you don't! Let's go!
With a crit, there's a croaking voice in your head as it screeches. "No place for you."
Really?
You can hear the void kind of flicker a bit. As you're looking right at it, you realize it's not that impressive after all. It's easy, what are you doing?
Okay, I have a funny idea. So what I want to do is multiple things. This is a multi-step process. As you do. I have this insignia ring in my inventory because of my background. You know, it happens. I want to take that little item and I want to do magical tinkering with it and make it glow. So I'm making the thingy glow, right? And then I want to step forward. I'm not quite sure how far, maybe like it's there-ish, yeah. And chuck that ring into the void as far as I can, just to light it up a little bit.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
I will give you a wisdom saving throw, of course. That is this. I have copy-pasted roll d20 by now, and I feel very smart for saving myself, like, a second. Oh! 30-20.
Nice.
Very nice.
You chuck the ring, the void dissipates,
Ooh.
and you see another statue in front of
No!
you. And
I've been betrayed.
the statue is there, the light finally flicks on, and you feel a relief in your mind. Not before the light begins to flicker. In fact, reality begins to flicker, as out of nothing, the sewer squish appears. And it gives a loud screech, both externally as well as in your mind. And congratulations, you found the squid.
Well,
And
that's
that's where we're
good.
going to end today's session.
Cliffhanger!
Oh. Now I really
so
want
cool.
to. I really want to hurt the squid for hurting my feelings.
Yes, we have more motivation now. Oh, you guys do. I saved.
So, that starts the Q&A section of today's session.
Okay.
Ask me whatever.
How you doing?
First, I'm very sorry for my bad rolls.
We've multiple people in this party have been afflicted by bad rolls. Don't worry about it.
Guilty.
I was quite lucky.
Flora has become the seer of lies. Yeah,
Rude.
there's a question from Ice. How does one get so cool?
Good question. I spend a lot of time around cool people.
That
Aww.
does
Aw.
help. It's true.
Everyone's measuring for some reason.
We are just planning. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
yeah,
I
this is
don't
highly
I
technical. Don't
I'm
don't
just
need
trying
to.
to.
So, any other questions? I did not expect it to take so long, but I should have expected it, seeing as
We're a lot of
everyone
people.
we're all still kind of finding our groove, but I'm happy to say that we mostly did. Like as players, definitely. Maybe not as a party in game.
What do you mean?
As per usual,
No, I think we all trust each other completely.
everyone trusts Sandy except Flora, who
Except
doesn't
Flora.
trust anyone as a matter of principle anyway. So
No, I'm a very trustworthy and honest individual. I would
your
never
charisma
lie.
isn't even that high. It's just everyone's inside is so shit.
Yes.
No, it's just I have like, how's it called again? The thingy both with persuasion and deception, I believe.
Ah,
No,
right, yeah.
not with deception.
Proficiency.
Yeah, it's just with persuasion.
Nice.
I planned to gaslight so many people.
Oh. And I'm so... I'm wise, I should see through it, but for some reason today I'm very gullible.
Not today.
You can't beat such a pretty face.
Fair enough.
It's just,
And he has
it's the
indeed
natural charm.
the kid.
By the way, confirm one thing. Xiomara has introduced himself with they them pronouns, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or Sandra rather.
Yeah,
Sandy.
Sandra.
of course.
Yeah.
Okay, Stacy, that's a note for you in the future, because I know you've been messing that up a bit.
Just the first one, then the second time I used the pronouns, it was
You-
them.
You just called them a her. I heard that. I have video evidence.
In
any case-
Oh no, I
Play
will
the
make
slow motion.
notes.
It's not a big deal, but you
Yeah.
know, just want to be more mindful of that in the future. Yeah. You are about to do like my favorite encounter that I've designed so far.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
You're
exciting.
also about to meet one of my favorite NPCs.
That's also exciting.
Oh!
Wait, it's not Goran?
I'm kind of interested that none of you really made any connections to the beginning bit I read. Which might be because you haven't really heard all of it, because my connection keeps cutting in and out, but that's fine.
Also, it's been like we've been doing for 3 hours. More than 3 hours, we're going close to 4 now.
True.
Memory is
memory-
failing.
I know you like. There's something about Vico and their connection with the Blue Lantern and these statues.
Yeah, I also wrote down Wyco did some shit with a statue.
Mhm.
Yeah, they fucked it up.
They
Fucked it up
Yeah.
real
fucked it
good.
up.
Maybe
And
maybe
they
I need
are-
to hit them up and complain that their statue was very mean to me.
Tech,
And they definitely left some friends here for you.
tech support, I need to talk to you about your statues. They're
I'm
very
gonna call him up. You know, what's he gonna do about it?
It's because we have not prolonged the warranty for the statues. That's why.
Oh yeah, they want to talk to us about our like statue insurance.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Look, if you don't maintain your statues every 5 years, your feelings are gonna get hurt. That's just in the menu.
Yeah.
The menu.
Okay, I can see now it was our fault.
Oh. So, is there any more questions to the players or to me, the DM?
Not at the moment. I'm just mostly interested by the fact that my relationship with Cleani is different than I expected it to be, which is very interesting. I'm very curious now if there's like what they actually think of me.
If you only had the ability to look into someone's mind.
Yeah, if I only had a worm to detect thoughts with.
Oh,
It's very
worm?
funny.
I would gobble up
if
all
you
the
have any more
tadpoles.
questions, I am looking forward to seeing them in the
I still
Last
have
session
another
discussion.
question.
Yeah.
Are the Githyanki the same race as in Baldur's Gate?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think
I
so,
already
right?
answered that question in chat.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Indeed, it's the same
Like-
race.
Slay.
There aren't that many
Slay.
Githyanki.
True.
Yeah, because indeed I was first thinking that they were like native to the material plane, but nope, apparently not.
No. Well then, if you have any more questions, feel free to drop them in last session discussion, and I will see you all next time. Take care.
Yes. See you next time. Bye.
Yeah,
See ya.
good night.
Bye bye.
Very
Bye
nice.
bye.
Bye, gamers.